Chapter 001, Box Court, Lower Level East, 2,105,380 Outer Gate. Lin Kei followed a young girl with rabbit ears on her head and an attractive face walking through the ruined station. The girl's name is Black Rabbit. She is a staff officer of the community. No name, and the first person Lin Kei met after crossing into this world dozens of minutes ago. At that time, a strange-looking monster in the forest was targeted by him, and the situation was very urgent. Just as Lin Kei was about to improve his food, the Black Rabbit jumped out to save the other party and brought him here. That's it. The Black Rabbit, who was leading the way, stopped and opened the door of the room. The children usually take care of this place, and it's clean. Lin Kei, you live here first. If you are not used to it, tomorrow I will find a better room for you to clean up. Don't bother so much. Leisurely walking into this spacious room, Lin Kei sat down on the bed. After a short contact, Lin Kei already understood what was happening. He crossed again. As long as he said it again, it was because it was not the first time he had experienced this kind of thing. He had crossed once more than a decade ago. After crossing over, his body somehow unlocked the limiter, and his strength began to rise like a bald cloak man. Fortunately, his hair did not go through the same fate as the other party, and it was still very luxuriant. This was a good thing. But what made Lin Kei helpless was that the world he traversed seemed to be a very ordinary world. Not only did he not have any supernatural powers, but he didn't even touch familiar everyday characters. In line with the idea that what comes is safe, Lin Kei, who has been silently accumulating strength, has been like this for 18 years. Until tens of minutes ago, a letter suddenly appeared in front of Lin Kei. Lin Kei took the letter out of curiosity and prepared to see what was written on it. As soon as he caught it, the person came to the box court. After that, it's a series of things that happened before. Looking at the rabbit in front of him, Lin Kei slowly spoke. Aren't you going to explain the current situation to me? Ahaha, this thing is a little bit of a thing. Faced with Lin Kei's question, the Black Rabbit let out an awkward laugh, as if trying to get through the cute. But as soon as the laughter appeared, Lin Kei's big hand had already fallen first, grabbing their other party's ears and smacking twice. Don't put this on hold and play the fool with me. Lin Kei didn't mean to show the slightest mercy. The culprit who got me here is you. Let go. People say that's it. Don't do it. Breaking free from Lin Kei's hands, the Black Rabbit looked at Lin Kei with teary eyes, with a pitiful expression on his face. Combined with her perfect body and full chest, it looks very touching. Even Lin Kei, who had read countless people in the previous world, had to admit that the Black Rabbit was the most beautiful existence he had ever seen. Give you 3 minutes. With his legs folded, Lin Kei said mercilessly while admiring the beautiful scenery in front of him. If the answer doesn't satisfy me, I'm going to do it to some kidnapper who doesn't know. Phew, the kidnappers are too much. The Black Rabbit retorted in a low voice, not very confident. After all, in a sense, Lin Kei did not deceive people. A year has passed since the day the nameless attack was taken. Life has ups and downs, falling from the peak to the bottom overnight, and all the partners around him who are like relatives have disappeared. This year, the pressure on Black Rabbit is far greater than ever. In order to relieve this pressure, she took the initiative to find Shirayasha and hoped that their other party could support her. Originally, it was difficult for this matter to succeed, and Black Rabbit was even ready to help their other party work. Unexpectedly, Hakayasha gave her a special invitation to summon her partner from the outside to share the pressure. This was a good thing, but the Black Rabbit made some mistakes during the operation, and somehow it changed from an invitation to a forced summon, forcibly pulling Lin Kei over. And due to the problem of operation errors, the position of the opponent's landing also deviated a little, and fell into the forest outside the box court. There are many powerful ferocious beasts there, and even the legendary phantom beasts are not few. In order to prevent Lin Kei from having an accident, she found some acquaintances in the forest, and helped find someone together. So that unicorn was sent out by you to find me? Lin Kei raised his eyebrows and roughly understood what happened. It's a pity. I was going to catch it later. The ears on the top of the Black Rabbit's head stood up at once. Please be merciful. She had seen Lin Kei's power with her own eyes. It seemed that without a strong punch, the area with a radius of thousands of meters was directly destroyed. You know, this is a box court. The paradise of the gods. The degree of solidity in the outside world is not a level. Being able to create this level of destruction at will, Lin Kei's strength can be imagined. If you really want to make a move, it is definitely not something that a unicorn can fight against. In short, food can be prepared for you. Please don't strike at will again. Lin Kei's strength can easily cause riots. Don't be close to me, as if we were already companions. Lin Kei didn't mean to show the slightest mercy. I heard it clearly just now. Your community has fallen into loneliness. If you don't come up with enough benefits, you still want me to join this? The Black Rabbit opened its mouth and finally fell silent. Lin Kei was telling the truth. After the community was attacked, everything of value was taken away. Now she really can't come up with a reward that makes Lin Kei's heart move. The silent atmosphere spread in the room, but Lin Kei was not affected, still looking at the Black Rabbit unscrupulously. At this moment, A special voice suddenly appeared in his mind. Ding. Congratulations on joining the 1G chat group. Well, Lin K was stunned. This is Goldfinger, who was 18 years late, arrived. Chapter 002. Facing the voice that suddenly sounded in his mind, Lin K did not check the situation for their first time. Attention returned to reality, and Lin K looked at the black rabbit in front of him. You, please don't go. The black rabbit, who was still silent, suddenly bent down. People also know that this is very embarrassing. But there is really no way. Lord Canary, they have not returned for a long time, and the children of the community are still too young. If it goes on like this, Nameless will really disband. Lin K tilted his head. Then what conditions are you going to offer to keep me? This black rabbit became overwhelmed again. There is no understanding. Lin K shook his head in disappointment. Shouldn't you show your chest at this time, and then offer yourself to keep me? With a sincere face. This can't work. Black Rabbit's hair suddenly turned pink, and he stumbled back. It's a moon rabbit. How is it possible to do such a thing? Stupid. Let's not talk about whether it will work. At least draw the pie. Lin K slashed a hand knife on the head of the black rabbit. First deceive people into their community, then keep your distance, and motivate your companions to act by distributing some benefits. You can't even do such a simple thing. What use is you astringent rabbit? It's not easy at all. People are not astringent. Black Rabbit's tone gradually became excited, and besides, isn't this a fraud? If you win over partners through this method, even if you succeed, you will easily run away. Hey, a black rabbit suddenly became shrewd at this time. What is a black rabbit? Obviously, I just met for a while. Why is the status of people inexplicably lowered? Because you feel like I'm stupid and useless now. Phew. Black Rabbit's ears twitched, and he replied in a low voice, it's not stupid. Lord Canary said that sincerity is a must-kill. It's really sincere, so sincere that I want to laugh. Lin K narrowed his eyes. Forget it, I didn't expect you to give me anything. The black rabbit looked delighted. You mean it's okay to join Nameless, but I don't like working for others. Lin K raised a finger. If you want me to join, give me the position of the leader. Black Rabbit quickly nodded. Yes. Isn't it just a boss position? What's so hard about this? Others dare or are unwilling to join the Nameless, and the children within the community are too young. The location has been empty since the Nameless attack a year ago. Being able to use a position that few people want to win over Lin K's powerful combat power is completely a steady profit. Then let's do it first. Lin K waved his hand. Go and prepare something for me. I'm a little hungry. Here we go. The black rabbit jumped out of the room, exuding joy visible to the naked eye. It's really an idiot. Watching the other party leave, Lin K shook his head a little helplessly. He said casually, and did not sign any contract, and the other party actually believed it. If he turned back and sneaked away after eating and drinking, wouldn't this stupid rabbit cry to death? Forget it. Who made me a good person? With his gaze withdrawn from outside the door, Lin K returned his attention to the chat group. In his head, after he joined, the people in the chat group seemed to say a lot. Ding. Ghost Killer Flower Pillar join the chat group. Ding. Aquaman joins the chat group. Benzina. Welcome newcomers to join the 1G chat group. Thief Cat. Welcome to newcomers. Singren. Welcome. Put out the welcome mat. Miss Kaguya. Welcome. Ghost Killer Flower Pillar. This is vampire magic. At the headquarters of the ghost killing team, Butterfly Kenny looked around solemnly. Even if it is a long-range type of vampire spell, being able to use it on her also means that their headquarters is exposed. That's not good news for the Ghost Slayer. Benzina. No, this is the 10,000 Worlds chat group. Thief Cat. The 1G chat group is a place where people from different worlds can communicate and chat with each other. I know you are surprised. I did the same at first, but then I got used to it. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar. 10,000 Worlds chat group. Butterfly Kenny looked at the others' explanations with disbelief. Due to the technology of the ghost world, her ability to accept such things as chat groups is weaker. Miss Kaguya, if you still don't believe it, let's check in and collect the points. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar. What are the points? Starman. It's a very magical thing. Can make you very strong. Singren. Since the strengthening of points, I now feel invincible in this world. Miss Kaguya, your description is too vague. Simply put, points are the currency of this chat group, but unlike ordinary currencies, points can do many things. Miss Kaguya, for example, strengthening yourself, traveling to other worlds, etc. You need points to be able to do it. Benzina, you try to sign in first. Nami didn't believe in this at first. She felt that she was hallucinating, but after using the points, she was completely convinced of this matter. Thief Cat, indeed, you will know after trying it once. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar. Sign in. I'll look for it. Butterfly Kenny looked at the chat group interface and quickly found the check-in icon. Group member Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar signs in and gets 34 group points. Group member Aquaman checks in and gets 66 group points. Benzina. Huh? Another new member turned out to be peeping at the screen. I thought it wasn't there. Thief Cat. It seems that this newcomer is very cautious. Aquaman, I didn't peep into the screen, I really wasn't there just now. Chapter 003. Lin K looked at the names of several people in the group curiously. Although they are all just screen names, it is not difficult to guess the identities of several people based on the conversation just now. Benzina is Asuna, the thief cat is Nami, Kaguya-sama is Shinomiya Kaguya, and Fanma Starman is Fanma Blade Tooth. As for the one who joined the group with him, it was the butterfly Kani of the Ghost Destroying World, all of whom were people from the anime in the previous life. Interesting. Retracting his gaze, Lin K looked at the points he had just signed into. According to the people in the group, these points can be used to directly strengthen their physical fitness. Although Lin K unlocked the limiter, his physical fitness continued to get stronger every day. But now he has come to the box court, a terrifying world full of gods and demons. Lin K is very good at his own strength. In this world, he is not weak, but he is not strong. At least compared to those real monsters, there is still a certain gap. It is also good to have one more means to strengthen yourself. Without any hesitation, he directly used the 66 points for reinforcement. In the next second, a stream of heat shook through Lin K's body. After closing his eyes and perceiving it for a few seconds, he touched his chin thoughtfully. There is indeed some improvement. Compared to his physical fitness, this improvement is equivalent to water droplets falling into their sea, but it also confirms that the people in the group are not deceiving people. At the same time, the butterfly Kani of the Ghost Extermination World also made the same decision as Lin K, and took the 34 points obtained from signing in to strengthen his physical fitness. The next moment, her face showed shock. Ghost Killer Team Flapula, it's so powerful. My physical fitness has improved by half a percent. Benzina, huh? Is it only half a percent? Thief Cat, I remember that I used 70 points, and my physical fitness improved by almost 20%. Miss Kaguya, it seems that the newcomer is not ordinary, and he has the same physical fitness as the Fanmark Singren. There are more strong people in the group again. Speaking of that new member called Aquaman, how does it feel? Aquaman, not bad, it almost saved me a minute to get stronger. Benzina, Miss Kaguya, what does this mean? I don't quite understand how I see it. Seeking, to put it simply, my physical fitness is getting stronger all the time, and the physical fitness of those points just now is equivalent to the effect of 1 minute. Benzina, Thief Cat, Fanmark Singren, Miss Kaguya, Ghost Killer Team Flapula, Everyone in the group instantly gasped, frightened by Lin K's words. Thief Cat, really fake? You're not here to brag. In the process of robbing the rich and helping the poor, she has met many such people with swollen faces and fat people. In order to satisfy his own vanity, he deliberately said himself very badly. Miss Kaguya, although everyone is from different worlds and can't meet each other, it's better not to lie to people at will. Shinomiya Kaguya had the same idea. Aquaman, believe it or not, I'm just telling what I really think. Ghost Killer Team Flapula, if it's true, it's a little too scary. Ghost Destroying World, the butterfly Kani who had just believed in the existence of the chat group, was shocked again. After experiencing it firsthand, I realized how terrifying the enhancement effect of group points is. She can be sure that as long as she checks in every day, the points she gets will be used to strengthen herself. In less than a month, her comprehensive strength could increase several times. And the person called Seeking in the group, the physical fitness improved every minute is equivalent to the points obtained once in the group check-in. In this way, the other party is equivalent to signing in 1440 times a day, and all the points obtained will be strengthened over time. How terrifying the other party's strength is. Just thinking about it, Butterfly Kani felt a chill of fear. Someone in the group said before that you can go to the world where the group friends are through points. Butterfly Kani suddenly sounded what Shinomiya Kaguya had said before when introducing the role of points. Maybe you can ask him to take action and solve the anime Itsuchi in advance. Ghost Killer Team Flapula, everyone. Does anyone know how many group points it takes to travel to the other world? Fanmark Singren, I don't know. I have all used my points to strengthen myself. Thief Cat, +1, you can ask Benzina, she seems to have been to Kaguya-sama's world once. Benzina, I did go, 1000 points a day. Fanmark Singren, it's so expensive. I've been in the group for almost a month, and the total number of points I have earned seems to add up to only about 1000 points. Benzina, it's a little expensive, but not only did I meet my friends, but I was also invited to eat a lot of food, and I felt a lot of loss. Miss Kaguya, it's a pity that the time is too short. Some chefs just got off the plane and you left at the time. Benzina, it's okay, I will go again when I have the opportunity to go later. Thief Cat, speaking of which, why did the Ghost Killer Team Flapula suddenly ask this? Which group of friends do you want to go to? Ghost Killer Hanagi, my name is Butterfly Kani, you can call me Kani directly. Ghost Killer Team Flapula, in fact, there is a Ghost King called Ghost May Itsuji senseless in my world. who has been creating evil spirits and slaughtering ordinary people since hundreds of years ago. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, I see that the strength of the Sea King is so strong, so I want to ask him to help solve the Ghost King. Thief Cat, why not solve it yourself? If you have group points to strengthen yourself, it is only a matter of time before you surpass the other party. On the vast sea, hiding the money that had just been stolen, Nami's face showed doubt. Because of her own experience, she can actually understand the situation in the mouth of Butterfly Canny. But in her opinion, strengthening herself through group points to solve problems is the most reliable way. After all, everyone is just a group of friends, and it is not clear what the strength is. If the other party is bragging, please find a strength that is not as good as their own, then it is not a blood loss. Ghost Killer Flower Pillar, I also understand that it is a better way to strengthen myself with points, but it will take a lot of time. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar, but in recent years, the growth rate of evil ghosts has gradually become faster, and it will take a lot of time to find the other party when I become stronger, and a large number of victims will appear in this process. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar, I want to avoid this situation, so I want to ask Aquaman to help. Chapter 004, Honkona, Miss Canny is such a kind person. Van Marstarman, indeed. Thief Cat, it's me who didn't think it through. After listening to Butterfly Canny's explanation, even Nami had to admit that she was thinking too one-sidedly. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, don't say that. Everyone and I are not the same thing. I didn't expect these to be normal. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, is Mr. Aquaman still there? Are you interested in making a move? Sea King, just call me Lin K. Mr. Sea King always feels strange. For the name of his group, Lin K always felt that something was wrong. Where is he? Aquaman? He obviously just had nothing to do in that ordinary world before, helped some helpless girls, and gave equal love to everyone. Aquaman, I should be fine lately. If you have saved enough points, you can always call me. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, thank you, Mr. Lin K. Butterfly Canny breathed a sigh of relief. With Lin K and other strong people making a move, this matter can be said to be stable. After thinking about it, Butterfly Canny walked out of the butterfly house and walked towards the leader's room. It is about killing Ghost Mei Itsuchi without tragedy. It is still necessary to tell the leader in advance. Lin K, the meal is ready. Time passed, and after Lin K's boring water for more than an hour of chatting group, the Black Rabbit finally pushed open the door and walked in. When I heard that a new member had joined, the children were also very happy and helped prepare dinner together. Just take this opportunity to tell me about your succession as the new leader. Lin K got up. By the way, let me announce the fact that you became my pet. Well, what a ghost. The Black Rabbit, who just wanted to agree, was stunned and reacted instantly. When did people become your pets? Don't spread rumors at will. Lin K was stunned. Isn't it so? Black Rabbit was furious. There has never been such a thing. But if you think about it, didn't I become the nameless new leader? Lin K explained. Since I am the leader, the members of the community are my subordinates. You're a rabbit and a member of the community, so it seems reasonable to be a pet. The Black Rabbit trembled angrily. What a reasonable ghost. Along the way, the two soon arrived in the backyard. A conspicuous cauldron sits on a fire, and a large amount of ingredients are boiled inside. Around the fire, a group of children with a single-digit age sat neatly, looking expectantly at their cauldron in front of them. Seeing the arrival of the two Black Rabbits, a slightly older boy with green hair and a fox-eared girl got up and took the initiative to welcome up. Sister Black Rabbit, it's done. Hard work on you, Lily. The Black Rabbit touched the heads of the two, and then slapped his palm twice to attract everyone's attention. Everyone, please look here. The one next to me is a new companion who was willing to join the Nameless not long ago, Lin K. At the same time, after a one-year vacancy, he will also succeed to the position of unsung chief. Hello new leader Tilda. The children not far away cheered in unison. Perhaps because Lin K looked good-looking, several bold people ran directly over and besieged Lin K in the city. Brother Lin K, I heard that you were able to defeat the legendary Phantom Beast with one punch. Is it true? Of course it's true. Lin K straightened his chest and raised his head. A Phantom Beast is not my opponent at all. The new boss is amazing. Chief, why are you willing to join Nameless? Because Black Rabbit agreed to be my pet. Wow Tilda, Sister Black Rabbit is so bold. Nope. All said don't spread rumors to people. The Black Rabbit couldn't help but take out a folding fan and waved it towards Lin K's head. And you guys, don't all surround Lin K. Hurry over. It's time for dinner. Good Tilda. The children dispersed instantly, and Lin K's side became empty again. Walking towards the front with Lin K, the Black Rabbit suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. Great. It seems that the children like you very much. Of course, I'm not your wastewood rabbit. His gaze withdrew from the pot not far away, and Lin K looked at the Black Rabbit thoughtfully. Speaking of which, are you going to eat this for dinner? That's all you can do now. The Black Rabbit scratched the corner of his clothes a little nervously. Sorry, let's hold on for a few days first. There will be a bounty game in a few days, and then I will go as a referee to make money and buy some good ingredients back. Where do you want to go? Lin Kei grabbed the rabbit's ear and tugged it twice. I mean, isn't there too little food? It hurts. Saving his ears, the black rabbit looked at Lin Kei with teary eyes. Of course people know this kind of thing, but taking these out is already the limit. If you take more, there won't be enough ingredients for the next few days. How the hell did you mess around so badly? Lin Kei had a breathtaking expression. It is obviously a few box court nobles who are about to go out of print. The strength is even 4 figures, and it is among the strongest in the lower level of the box court. Why is it mixed to such a point that even some children's food cannot be bought? If the waste is divided into levels, Black Rabbit, you are definitely a full level existence. Don't want this full level, Black Rabbit retorted dissatisfiedly. People are obviously working hard. But there is no way. There are too many places to use money. There are not many children in the family, and just buying them food is a huge expense. In addition, she also has to save money to buy intelligence from the 1,000 eyes to find out the whereabouts of her missing companions. Even the invitation letter purchased from Bei Ayasha's unprecedented low price in order to summon Lin Kei this time left her with a large amount of debt. Under the overlapping of various reasons, it is the real reason why she is so miserable. Looking for a missing companion? Glancing at this stupid rabbit, Lin Kei, who listened to the explanation, didn't say anything more. With the other party's personality, it is indeed an effort to achieve this level. Now that he is the leader, it is up to him to deal with these issues next. Chapter 005. The dinner ended in a burst of laughter, and the time came to the next day. Wearing a delicate lace long dress and a pair of small leather boots, the Moon Rabbit girl took Lin Kei to a store with their double goddess flag. Lin Kei, why did you come to Lord Bayasha here? The speech suddenly became stumbling, and for some reason the nervous Black Rabbit began to look left and right, as if he was wary of something. You have a good relationship. I want to try to ask something. Lin Kei looked at her. Is there any problem? But Black Rabbit seemed to want to say something more, but the clerk who had left earlier returned. At this moment, Lord Shirayashu agreed to please come in. Then let's go in. Waving his hand towards the clerk lady, Lin Kei dragged the Black Rabbit standing still and walked forward. What's the days gone? Wait a minute. The Black Rabbit's body began to tremble continuously. The person's body is suddenly a little uncomfortable. Or you go in alone. It's better to talk in a dream or say it at night. Dragging the rabbit-eared girl beside him, Lin Kei went all the way deeper, and soon came to the shop of 1,000 eyes. As soon as his front foot stepped in, Lin Kei noticed a black shadow flying from the front. Black Rabbit saw Stilda, the petite figure that suddenly came out, hugged him, showing a treacherous smile while up and down his hands. But before she could speak, she seemed to notice something, and suddenly looked up at Lin Kei, who she was holding, and the Black Rabbit shivering behind him. Oh, let's just say it doesn't feel right. The little girl holding much like a koala let go of her hand, and an unhappy expression appeared on her face. Where did you guy come from? You dare to interrupt our perfect plan to sneak up on the Black Rabbit. I'm the unsung leader of trust. Lin Kei, looking at the silver-haired and golden-eyed young girl in front of her, her head and feet, and her very cute look, Lin Kuei said righteously. It is my duty to protect my subordinates. I will not let strangers approach. The Black Rabbit looked over gratefully. Lin Kei, if you want to touch the Black Rabbit, you have to add money. Lin Kei, what are you talking about? So it is true that I did not think it through. Looking at Lin Kei thoughtfully, Bei Ayasha suddenly spoke. How much? Lin Kei raised 5 fingers. 1 hour 5 gold coins. Hakayasha threw out a bag of gold coins. Okay, give me 1,000 hours first. Thanks to the favor. Don't make trouble. Black Rabbit shouted a little helplessly. It's obviously the first time to meet. Why do you two get along so well? It's a pity. A big deal of 5,000 gold coins. Lin Kei tearfully pushed the gold coin bag back. There will be a chance to cooperate again in the future. Good to say. Good to say. Bei Ayasha leaned into Lin Kei's ear and whispered, go back and take some home photos of their Black Rabbit in private. 1 gold coin at a time. Deal. Heard me. People heard it. The Black Rabbit separated the heads of the two with one hand. Master Bei Ayasha, forget it. Why? Did Lin Kei mess around with him? That's why people don't want to come here. Ha ha ha. Don't tease you. Hakayasha opened the folding fan and waved, turning around with a grin and walking towards the depths of the shop. Let's all follow. Let's go in and talk. Lin Kei pulled the resisting Black Rabbit and followed him to an empty tea room. Bei Ayasha walked to the seat, poured the tea that the clerk had just brewed into 3 cups, and pushed it towards Lin Kei, and the two summoned a nice companion, Black Rabbit. Thanks to Lord Shirayasha for his help. The Black Rabbit, who calmed down, showed gratitude. If it weren't for the low-priced invitation you gave me, I wouldn't have been able to summon Lin Kei. No need to thank me, it's your luck. Holding the teacup and taking a sip, Bei Ayasha continued to speak. Come to me today. Is there something wrong? I was looking for you. Lin Kei took the initiative to speak. I want to ask you something. What's going on? Is there any means to get money quickly? Lin Kei waved his arm. In the end, it is the kind that can do it without using your brain. saving time and effort. It seems that you are very confident in your own strength. Ayasha put down the teacup. Normally, this kind of information is charged. But for the sake of the relationship between black rabbits, I'll tell you one for free. Go to the end of the world, find the water god there, and pass her test. Wait. The black rabbit on the side suddenly exclaimed. The water god stationed at the end of the world. That is not you, Lord Shirayasha. That's right. Hakayasha straightened his chest. That's my god. Get ready, boy. If you don't get it right, you will be seriously injured. Tilda. After a little recall, Lin Kei hesitated. Do you want to change the method? Ayasha narrowed his eyes. Are you afraid? Not really. Lin Kei shook his head. It's also your person, and it doesn't feel good to fight too badly. I see you're too rampant. Ayasha snorted coldly without anger. I'll put it here, if you can defeat her head-on within today, I will reward you with an extra godhead. But as the price of arrogance, if you lose, help me do something. Godhead? The black rabbit let out another exclamation. The so-called godhead refers to the highest rank gift that allows a person to develop the full potential of the body. In addition, possessing the godhead also strengthens other gifts in the godhead holder. Even if you look at the entire box court, the godhead is an extremely precious kind of existence, which only a few people possess. Taking out such an item as a reward for gambling is too much to look at. Even if it is the party of the gains, Black Rabbit still can't help but remind Lord Shirayasha, isn't this too valuable? You don't have to care, I have a lot of that kind of stuff. Ayasha waved his hand casually. Instead of caring if my prize is too expensive, you might as well think about how to win. That little snake has been following me for hundreds of years, and its strength is not as simple as you think. Chapter 006. Really don't come out to meet the Black Rabbit? Inside the Thousand Eyes shop, Ayasha put down the steaming teacup in his hand and suddenly looked to the side. She seems to miss you very much. Obviously she doesn't have any money in her hands, and she still comes to me to buy intelligence at every turn. In that case, we can't even meet each other. The shadow in the corner squirmed, and a loli with long blonde hair and a gothic dress appeared in place. Time is the best healer. Meeting now will only aggravate her thoughts. Shirayasha opened the folding fan and put it in front of his mouth. It is also possible to become more and more mist. If I'm still there then, let's talk about it. Walking to the door of the store, Letitia looked into the distance and suddenly spoke. Shirayasha-sama, why are you doing this? What do you mean? That invitation is not an ordinary invitation, Letitia pointed out. Although I am only watching from afar, I can see that the man named Lin Kei has a physical body of at least 5 figures. An ordinary invitation should not be able to summon that level of existence. Oh, you said that. A smile appeared on Ayasha's face. Actually, the invitation letter was given to me by their queen, and I don't know much about what is special. Letitia was shocked. Halloween queen? Yes, Ayasha replied while leisurely waving his folding fan. It's a little toy she made casually. According to her, the invitation was given the concept of miracles, and at some point it might summon interesting people. Just yesterday Black Rabbit hoped that I could give some advice, so I rummaged through the inventory and sold the invitation to her at a low price. An invitation to be given the concept of a miracle? Letitia frowned. You mean that man is capable of miracles? Who knows? Isn't it because there is no trace of a miracle that a miracle is called summoning a water mirror? Ayasha looked at the huge water snake sleeping under their waterfall in the picture. Let's see how he performs first. Lin Kei, you are a barger. In the dense forest, the Black Rabbit held Lin Kei's shoulders with both hands, constantly swaying back and forth. Yaga 8 Gaitga. Why do you agree to Lord Shirayasha's gambling agreement? Lin Kei asked rhetorically. Why didn't you agree? That's a god who has followed Lord Shirayasha for hundreds of years. How can he win? The Black Rabbit held his head and smashed the tree. It's all to blame on me. I shouldn't have taken you to meet Lord Shirayasha. Well, there's really something wrong. Okay, calm down. Lin Kei grabbed the Black Rabbit by the collar and dragged her forward. They all said that if you let me be the leader, can't you give more trust? Okay. Black Rabbit sighed silently. In the end, this matter is also my responsibility, and I didn't tell you in advance what Lord Hakayasha represents. When you lose the bet and help Hakayasha-sama run errands, I will help. Bang. It hurts. Shut up if it hurts, you stupid bunny. Lin Kei raised his eyebrows. I'm really angry when I talk nonsense again. Forget about others. It's normal for Black Rabbit to panic. But the goal he is going to solve now, but Baixji, that 5-figure shame is invincible to the god of war. If he can't even solve the other party, he doesn't have to mix up. Speaking of which, it seems that some people didn't believe my strength yesterday. As if remembering something, Lin Kei opened the chat group. After half a day of exploration, he has roughly mastered the functions of this chat group. Group member Aquaman opens the live broadcast room. Benzina joined the live broadcast room. Thief Cat joins the live broadcast room. Miss Kagaya joins the live broadcast room. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar joins the live broadcast room. Fan Singran joined the live broadcast room. As soon as the live broadcast room opened, The other 5 people who received the news clicked in as soon as possible. Benzina, why did Mr. Lin K suddenly start a live broadcast? Miss Kaguya, it looks quite handsome. Fan mark Singren, the one in the hands of Lin K's boss is an orc. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, is this the other world? There are humans with beast ears. Thief Cat, actually, there is a similar existence on my side, but the long ones are a little vicious. Are you sure it's just some? Seeing Nami's news, Lin K's gaze became subtle. Through the side tapping, he can confirm that the current Nami has not seen Luffy. In other words, Nami's similar presence refers to the fishermen who have taken over her hometown. The other party compare those low-level existences with the Black Rabbit, the nobleman of the box court. If he let others know, he would laugh out loud. Fan mark Singren, speaking of which, why has Lin K kept not talking? Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, it may be because there is someone next to it, and it is not convenient to open your mouth directly. Benzina, then why did Mr. Lin K start a live broadcast? It won't just let us see what he looks like. Miss Kaguya, no, it is estimated that there is something else. You look at the waterfall in front, it is estimated to be his destination. Benzina, wow, what a big waterfall, really spectacular. Thief Cat, it's really spectacular, even I have seen a waterfall of this size for the first time. Okay, it's time to get to the position. Walking out of the forest, Lin K came to the waterfall at the end of the world and dropped the Black Rabbit in his hand. If you don't believe in my strength, you will be optimistic. The battle will end soon. Lin K raised his left foot and stepped on the ground casually. Boom! A huge roar sounded, and the ground began to shake violently. The violent aftermath spread around, and even the lakes and waterfalls not far away began to shake together. Is there a new challenger? A huge column of water rises from the lake and turns into water droplets. In the eyes of everyone, a giant snake with a body length of more than 30 feet and exuding an oozing aura emerged from the bottom of the lake. The erected pupils scanned around, and Baixg immediately noticed Lin K and the rabbit not far away. Looks like you're ready. Force and wisdom, choose one. Chapter 007. I choose force. Looking at Baixg in front of him, Lin K said calmly, for the sake of Hakayasha's face, let you do it first. Just take out all your strength, save a while to find an excuse to say that you are not ready. Arrogant fellow. Baixg, who was provoked, roared angrily, and the calm water surface suddenly erupted into huge water columns, forming water dragons in midair. Under the control of Baixg, these water dragons fell from all directions in an instant, blocking all of Lin K's retreats. Since you want to find death, then I will satisfy you. That's it. Lin K's tone was full of disappointment. I heard Shirayasha blow you so much before, and I still had a trace of expectation. Now it seems that I really think too much. Raising his right fist, Lin K casually swung it forward. Boom! A terrifying roar sounded, and the water dragon that was approaching Lin K all shattered in an instant. After shattering the water dragon, the fist wind set off by this blow did not suffer the slightest decline, and fell straight onto Baixg. Under the stunned gaze of the Black Rabbit on the side, Baixg's huge body was swept by their fierce wind and flew all the way backwards on the water. In less than a second, the pair disappeared from her field of vision, leaving only a scratch on their surface of the lake. It's over. Lin K raised his head and looked at the sky in front of him without squinting. Prepare your godhead, I'll get it later. Fan mark Singren, groove. What happened? Benzina, that's awesome. Mr. Lin K actually put the other party down with one blow. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, sure enough, it's really strong, and I now have more confidence in the crusade without misery. Thief Cat, I take back the words I questioned yesterday. Lin K is indeed very strong. On the calm sea, Nami's face showed a thoughtful look. To be honest, the live broadcast just now scared her. After so many years of activities at sea, it was the first time she had seen such a terrifying existence. Compared with Lin K, the evil dragon and the group of fish people under him became less terrifying in Nami's eyes. The battle is over, and the live broadcast room is also closed by Lin K, but Nami's mind gradually becomes active. Perhaps I can also ask him for help. Compared to the ghostless ghost Maitsuji Musei, her goal is much easier to find. Inside the Thousand Eyes shop, a clear sound floated. Throwing away the folding fan with a broken hand, Hakayasha lowered his head, exuding a terrifying low air pressure on his body. For the situation that Lin K would defeat Baixg and win, Baixg did think about it at first, but it was put down without a single blow. What the hell? Thinking of what he had said to Lin K before, Baixg couldn't help but feel a little angry. After living for hundreds of years, my strength has not grown at all. That stupid snake, I'm going to peel her skin. Lord Hakayasha, please calm down. Contrary to Hakayasha, Letitia on the side was in a good mood. Although Baixg's performance is indeed a little worse, this kinda will blame her. I think you also noticed that Lin K's strength is not as simple as ordinary 5 digits. Indeed, that kid's physical fitness is not like words. several times higher than I expected. Kobayasha took a deep breath and recalled what had happened just that moment. For a strong person of her level, just looking at other people's every move can see a lot of things. Lin Kei's relaxed performance was not pretending. The blow just now was indeed what he hit casually. One blow can defeat 5 figures, even if the other party is a parallel product. This strength is very terrifying. Not only that, the other party's perception is also keen, and he can detect her gaze. It's a pity that stupid snake's performance is too poor to see more. Looking at the 2 black rabbits who began to sort out the harvest in the picture, Bayayasha waved his small hand and cancelled the water mirror. After pondering silently for a few seconds, she turned her head to look at the blonde girl on their side. Letitia, you help me run an errand. Running errands? Letitia was stunned. But you don't have to worry. Bayayasha waved his hand casually, although that mysterious client sent you to the auction as a commodity. The auction has not officially started. Until you are auctioned off, the ownership is temporarily on the side of the Thousand Eyes, and you can act at will as long as I agree. I understand. Lin Kei tilde. Look at it tilde. After dragging Baixji's huge body back from a distance, the black rabbit took out a sapling from the other party and ran towards Lin Kei with a jump. It's a water tree sapling. We actually got such a big water tree sapling. That's wonderful. As long as we have this, we don't have to buy water with other communities, and we can save a lot of money. Calm down, it's just a water sapling. Holding down the head of the black rabbit who leaned over excitedly, Lin Kei snorted lazily. This is just the beginning. You have to be so shocked. I'm really afraid that you will kill yourself. One day there won't be such a stupid way to die. After Black Rabbit retorted, a smirk continued to appear on his face. When you bring this water tree back later, the children should be very happy. Stop hiding. Just when the Black Rabbit couldn't stop laughing, Lin Kei suddenly turned his head to look into the forest on the right. Since you're here, come out. The Black Rabbit subconsciously looked over. Anyone? Did you find it when you just arrived? There was a sound of crackling, and Letitia slowly walked out of the shadows of the forest. As Lord Shirayasha said, the perception is very sharp. Syllable tilde. The water tree, which had just been held in his arms by the Black Rabbit like a baby, quietly slipped to the ground. Looking at the familiar figure blankly, the Black Rabbit's face showed a look of disbelief. Lord Letitia. Chapter 008. Long time no see, Black Rabbit. Although the initial plan was not to meet, since Lin Kei named it, Letitia did not hide it anymore. Raising her little white hand, she waved towards the Black Rabbit in front of her. Seeing that you look good, I am relieved. It's really Lord Letitia. The Black Rabbit ran to Letitia excitedly and hugged her. Lord Letitia, it's great that you're okay. Since the attack on the community, I have been tracking down your whereabouts. Don't call me an adult. I'm just an auction item that no one has bought yet. A wry smile appeared on Letitia's face. As a nobleman of the box court, if you always use honorifics, you will be ridiculed. People don't care about this kind of thing. The Black Rabbit hugged the blonde lily in front of him tightly, without the slightest intention of letting go. Lord Letitia is Lord Letitia. Seeing that Black Rabbit is the same as before, I am relieved. Letitia touched the Black Rabbit's head. Sorry, you have worked hard this year. Nothing, it's all worth it. The Black Rabbit raised his head and wiped the mist from the corner of his eye, and the ears on the top of his head shook with excitement. To see Lord Letitia again, people are already very satisfied. Then again, you just said that you were an auction item. What is the matter? Literally, Letitia replied. The defeat a year ago caused me to become the possession of an unknown being. It seems that he deliberately concealed his existence, and the other party transferred my ownership to Thousand Eyes and asked Thousand Eyes to help sell it at the auction in a few days. How can this be? Black Rabbit's excited hair changed color. That hateful guy. Treat Lord Letitia like this. Calm down, Black Rabbit. Holding down the rabbit who was a little too excited, Lin Kei walked out from behind her. Looking at the lily in front of him who was wearing a long black dress and had a tender face, Lin Kei asked after a little thought. When exactly will the auction start? Because of my joining, Thousand Eyes is ready to take the opportunity to publicize a wave, so the time of the auction has been pushed to a month later. As if understanding what Lin Kei wanted to do, Letitia spoke first. Give up. The scale of their auction will be very large, and you can't compete with those big communities. A month, that's enough. Lin Kei ignored Letitia's words. You will be ready to be bought back by me by then. Vampire Lorry, it feels good. Hey, are you thinking about something strange in your head? The Black Rabbit Fox on the side looked over suspiciously. Lord Letitia is a senior. What do you want to do? Seniors are a thing of the past. Lin Kei raised a finger and shook it. When I buy it back, she will be my possession. By the way, even if you buy it back, she is only the number 2 pet, and the number 1 position will always be left to you. So that's how you guys have this relationship. Letitia looked over with some surprise. No wonder Lin Kei is willing to join Nameless. So it makes sense. There is no such thing at all. The Black Rabbit's cheeks and ears turned red at once, and it was Lin Kei's anger red. These are all rumors spread by him, and people are not the number 1 pet. It's okay, I can understand. Letitia showed a hint of a smile. Lin Kei does seem to be an object worthy of trust. Black Rabbit, Your vision is good, Lord Letizia. Please stop kidding. The Black Rabbit became more and more helpless. I feel that since Lin Kei's arrival, everyone around her has become fond of teasing her with each other. Although she is very happy to meet the seniors of the community, she feels that her reputation will be ruined. Then again, Lord Letitia is currently placed on the side of the Thousand Eyes. You were able to move freely and appear here. Did Lord Shirayasha make a move? Well, she asked me to bring this little snake back. The shadow under Leisha's feet spread to Shirayuki. I'm not far away, pulling it into their shadows. People have received it, and then I have to return a Thousand Eyes. I'm leaving so soon. The Black Rabbit was a little disappointed. It's clear that I met it with difficulty. Then let's go back together. Lin Kei casually reminded. Bayayasha still owes me a godhead. Just go to the Thousand Eyes again. Since they hadn't seen each other for a long time, Black Rabbit pulled Letitia along the way to chat about various topics, and Letitia, who was not given a hard standard, also cooperated with the other party to slow down. It took about several times the time before several people returned to the shop of Thousand Eyes. Here you go. As soon as he entered the tea room, Shirayasha, who had been sitting here for a long time, threw over a card that shimmered with light. May the gamble be lost. This is the godhead that was said before. Lin Kei took the golden card and found that his name was written on it. Below the name, there are 2 additional lines of standard words. Race, pure-blooded dragon species. Favors, limit to lift. Godhead. Huh? Lin Kei was stunned. What the situation? Why did he suddenly stop being a person? This is a piece of Laplace paper, a corner of omniscience. Noticing that Lin Kei's expression was wrong, and the Black Rabbit, who thought that the other party was wondering what this thing was, explained on the side. In addition to being able to store items, it is also possible to identify the favor in the holder and let him understand the source of his own power. The value alone may not be comparable to the godhead, but it is also a very precious favor. Lord Shirayasha, thank you for being willing to offer this precious gift. Nothing, even the godhead was sent, and it is not worse than this one. Bayayasha silently leaned over to Lin Kei's side and stood on tiptoe to look at the content above. And I'm also curious about how this little ghost's power is. Takayasha-sama? Seeing that Bayayasha suddenly fell silent halfway through speaking, a look of doubt flashed in Black Rabbit's eyes. After thinking about it, she also leaned over and looked at the contents of Laplace's piece of paper. In the next second, the surprised voice of the Black Rabbit spread to the entire Thousand Eyes. Store this. What the hell is this? Chapter 09. You've made my ears. Black Rabbit. Rubbing his ears, Lin Kei, who was attacked by sound waves close to his face, pushed the Black Rabbit's head away. Can you be as steady as me? Don't be surprised. It's obviously Lin Kei's problem. Onion Jade pointed at Lin Kei in front of him, and the Black Rabbit's face showed 3 points of excitement, 3 points of doubt, 3 points of shock, and 1 point of thought. This is a pure-blood dragon species, one of the 3 strongest races. Say this kind of thing earlier. I have been worrying about it before. A deity born to be a god and Buddha. The apex of the phantom beast, a pure-blooded dragon species that does not possess an evolutionary tree. The highest rank star spirit among the ghost species or elves, demons, etc. In this box court world where the Asura gods and Buddhas gathered. These 3 races are called the 3 strongest races. Even the weakest of them has a 4-digit power. Some of the best of them have broken through to 3 or even 2 digits, standing at the apex of the box court. If Lin Kei had told her that he was a pure-blood dragon breed before, the Black Rabbit would not have worried all the way about whether Lin Kei would lose the matter. I would like to say it, but I don't know what it's all about. Faced with the Black Rabbit's question, Lin Kei simply replied and looked at Bayayasha. Are you sure there's nothing wrong with this thing? I'm obviously a human. Why did I suddenly become a pure-blood dragon species? Theoretically, Laplace paper can only be faulty if it is successful in identification and firm failure. Bayayasha thought for a moment and took the card from Lin Kei's hand. Due to the change of holders, the race column also changed from a pure-blood dragon species to a god, star spirit. Sure enough, the all-knowing Laplace can't go wrong. Bayayasha's race does not need much. Naturally it is a star spirit. But in order to be able to interfere with the lower classes as a class dominator, she converted to Buddhism and temporarily lowered her spiritual qualities. By obtaining the spirit of the god Yasha, he gained the trust of many gods in the box court and came to this lower level. Even her complex state can be identified, and Lin Kei's side will naturally not be wrong. There is no doubt that you are a pure-blood dragon species. Lin Kei smiled. Then it should be. He is not completely clueless about his current situation. The so-called pure-blooded dragon species is an eternal life form born out of nothing. Unlike the gods, the power of the pure-blood dragon species has nothing to do with human history. No merit, no faith, no need for the closing point of a 3-dimensional parallel world line, no need for mutual observers. It is a being that can observe itself and grow infinitely. As a traverser, Lin Kei's condition just matched that of the pure-blood dragon species. Out of nowhere, the power has been growing, and no special conditions are required to grow their power. There is really no problem with saying that he is a pure-blood dragon species. It turns out that not only did I open the limiter, but I also became a pureblood dragon species. By the way, Lin Kei touched the top of his head. No wonder there is no hair loss. It seems that the debuff that lifted the limiter was offset by the pureblood dragon species. In this way, he can understand why his strength has grown so fast. Whether it is a limiter lift or a pureblood dragon species, it will automatically increase its strength. Under this double buff superposition, it is strange that the power is not growing quickly. On the other hand, after confirming that there was no problem with the identification results, Hakayasha's expression relaxed instead, and he looked at the black rabbit with a smile. It seems that you managed to trigger the miracle. The number of the 3 strongest races is extremely rare, especially the 2 races of pureblood dragon species and star spirits. The number is even rarer of the pure-blooded dragon species that was born in the outside world and had not yet come to the box court before this. Lin Kei was probably the only one. The black rabbit's ability to accurately summon the other party to the box court can indeed be called a miracle. Of course, it's hard to say how much Halloween Queen's special invitation played a role in this process. Congratulations, Black Rabbit. Letitia on the side also smiled heartily. If Lin Kei is the nameless future may surpass the peak of the past. Of course, Lord Letitia will see it with your own eyes. The Black Rabbit lowered his head heavily and looked at Hikayasha. Lord Shirayasha, people have heard about Lord Letitia. May I ask which communities are ready to participate in the auction so far? Unfortunately, it's confidential. Bayayasha shook his head. I told you the way to make money for free before because Shira Yukiheim is my person. But the matter about the auction involves the overall interests of Thousand Eyes. Even if it's me, you can't reveal it at will. How much does that cost to reveal? Lin Kei's voice came from the side. Although it is said to be confidential verbally, it seems that your expression is not some information that needs to be hidden. As long as the price is in place, it should be possible to buy it, right? Oh? You kid is very good. Bayayasha looked at Lin Kei with a mocking smile on his face. But are you sure you're paying the price? Even if it's not information that needs to be hidden, it's not very cheap. Have you forgotten what you just gave me? Lin Kei took out a photo for emitting blue light from the Laplace paper. Godhead 1, remember to change. You're really willing. Bayayasha looked at Lin Kei with some surprise. Even if you are useless in this thing, you can give it to others. Selling it for money, it's really extravagant enough. Lin Kei shrugged. Who do you think I can give it to? Rather, to. Bayayasha was blocked by Lin Kei's words. If you think about it, Nameless really doesn't need Godhead at the moment. As the leader, Lin Kei is a pureblood dragon species, so naturally he does not need it. If you really want to use it, it may reduce your strength. In addition to Lin Kei, Yuming's only current combat power is the Black Rabbit. As the high level of the Thousand Eyes, one of the living histories of the box court, Hakayasha naturally knows the identity of the Black Rabbit. The other party is the noble Moon Rabbit of the box court, and even the divine son of the Moon Rabbit clan, who was granted the existence of 4 divine weapons when he was a child. This kind of thing is also a gift that is not useful to the other party. If I have to say it, the only people who can use the Godhead in Nameless are those young children. To those child Godheads, this kind of thing even Hakayasha feels too luxurious. It is better to sell it for money. After silently sighing at the Nameless luxury lineup, Hakayasha withdrew the Godhead that had just been sent, took out a scroll and a money bag from his arms and threw it over. What is written on this is the list of communities participating in this auction as of today. There will be an update in the future, and I will inform you then. As for the price, just give you a discount on the relationship between the Black Rabbit and give you 100 gold coins. Chapter 010. Lin Kei. The water tree has been placed. After returning from the shop of Thousand Eyes and placing the water tree saplings, the Black Rabbit came to the door as soon as possible. Is there anything else to arrange next? Lin Kei, who was passing the time in the water, came back to his senses. What do you mean? Of course it's to rescue Lord Letitia. It was clear that he had just sold the Godhead and obtained an unprecedented income. But there, Black Rabbit's face was full of sadness at the moment. The community participating in the auction is too luxurious. Dragon-horned vulture lion, Shang Scepter, Avalon. They are all famous large communities, especially there, Shang Scepter, which is the property of the Greek god group of managers, and the largest commercial community in the southern area of Hoting. Compared to them, the money obtained from selling a Godhead is too small, and we are completely uncompetitive. If this continues, Lord Letitia will be bought by someone else. Lin Kei stood up and grabbed the Black Rabbit's ears and rubbed them. You calm down. People are very calm. The Black Rabbit struggled out of Lin Kei's hands, covering his head with his hands and saying, dissatisfied. It's Lin Kei, why do you always suddenly drag people's precious rabbit ears? It hurts. Okay, because if you don't, you can talk to yourself until the next day. After helping the Black Rabbit to calm down, Lin Kei replied, don't panic too much, things are actually not as bad as you think. The Black Rabbit tilted his head. What do you mean? Literally. Coming to the table not far away, Lin Kei opened the scroll he got from Bayayasha, and his fingers ran across the names of the large communities stationed in the 4-digit outer door. These strong competitors in your eyes will not actually go to auction, Letitia. If nothing else, they'll just be on the sidelines. Why? The Black Rabbit still couldn't understand. Lord Letitia is very strong. If you spend a little money, you can get a top-level 4-figure combat power. No matter how you look at it, you won't lose it, especially there, Dragon-Horned Vulture Lion, and Avalon. They were both once unsung allies. Even if there is less contact after being down, for the sake of this old relationship, the other party can't watch Lord Letitia being bought by other communities. It's just that when the time comes, the belonging of Letitia will become Dragon-Horned Vulture Lion, or Avalon. Neither of these two communities is the community of the Eastern District, and once there is a change in ownership, it will eventually be restricted. If conditions permit, Black Rabbit still hopes that Letitia can return to Nameless. You think so? Well, it's really possible for them to watch Letitia being photographed away like this. Lin Kei patiently explained, Letitia is strong, but you don't forget why she appeared at their auction. The culprit who destroyed the Nameless predecessor, but he is still hiding in the secret. Even if the other party takes the initiative to throw out Letitia and prepare to auction her off, it does not mean that the other party has completely let go of Letitia. Buy her back into the community, in case she is targeted by that secret culprit. No one can guarantee that the tragedy of a year ago will not happen again. You know, the Nameless predecessor is the strongest community in the lower layers of the box court. Even it was defeated overnight by that unknown enemy, not to mention other communities. These veteran communities, which are stationed in the 4-digit outer gate and are currently not lacking in combat power, are just going through the motions this time. Even some of the communities stationed in the 5-figure outer gate will voluntarily withdraw and not compete for the top combat power of Letitia. Instead of caring about the community that is not a threat, you might as well pay attention to Bolsius. Lin Kei's fingers stopped on the community that got Letitia in this original work, and his eyes narrowed. Although it is a community stationed in the 5-figure outer gate, the previous generations of leaders, Bolsius, have run it well, especially after successfully mass-producing stealth helmets and flying shin guards 20 years ago. The other party has collected a lot of money by selling these special gifts. Normally, this kind of community with great potential and qualified to compete for the 4-figure outer door will not auction Letitia, but in the intelligence given by Shirayasha, it is clearly marked that the new leader of Bolsius, Luos Passius, is a vulgar hedonist, a typical waste. Under the leadership of the other party, the development of Bolsius, in recent years has shown a downward trend. For the current Bolsius, a high-end combat power is urgently needed to stabilize the situation, and the appearance of Letitia is exactly in line with the needs of the other party. There is money, and pleading money. If Lin Kei didn't make a move, the other party would definitely shoot Letitia again as in their original book. So it is. After listening to Lin Kei's explanation, the Black Rabbit suddenly realized if you hadn't said it, no one would have thought that Bolsius was the biggest competitor in this auction. Don't be ashamed. Lin Kei touched the head of the Black Rabbit. With your IQ, it is completely normal to think of it. People are not as smart as Lin Kei, but there's no need to say that. After whispering a grumbling, the Black Rabbit leaned over very honestly and looked at Lin Kei with fiery eyes. Since Lin Kei has analyzed so much, then you must have thought of a solution, right? Do you still need to think about this? Lin Kei laughed. Those big communities will not make a move. We only have one competitor on the surface. We only need to. Got it. Before Lin Kei finished speaking, the ears on the top of the Black Rabbit's head suddenly stood up, and he rushed to answer first. Since Avalon and Dragon-Horned Vulture Lion are not ready to make a move, then we are not competitors. With the old feelings of the past and Lin Kei's identity as your pure-blood dragon species, we can go to them to borrow a little money temporarily. With these communities behind it, it will not be a problem to outperform Bolsius in terms of financial resources. Lin Kei, is this rabbit stupid or smart? Chapter 011. What's wrong? Facing Lin Kei's expression of wanting to say nothing, the Black Rabbit, who was originally full of confidence, became less confident. Is there anything wrong with people's methods? Lin Kei shook his head. No problem. There is even a high feasibility. It's just that I can't understand why you want to go around such a big circle to solve their problem. The Black Rabbit tilted his head. Is there another way? Of course there is. Lin Kei said, since Bolsius is our biggest competitor, let's solve the problem directly from their source. Directly solve Bolsius, and rob them of their property. Coupled with the money we get from selling the Godhead, we can guarantee that everything is foolproof. In any case, the Godhead is also a gift of the highest order. The money obtained after selling it, although it cannot be compared with the property of those established communities, is also a lot of income. As long as you get the property of Bolsius, again, the Nameless financial level can completely leap to the level of the old community in a short period of time. Buying Letitia at auction is more than enough. Wait a minute. After listening to Lin Kei's words, The Black Rabbit was stupid. You calm people down. This is not the outside world. Attacking other communities without permission will be cleaned up by Lord Shirayasha. Even if Linkei is a pure-blood dragon species, it is impossible to win it head-on against Lord Bayasha head-on. Do you think I'm you? Linkei was a little helpless by the brain circuit of this stupid rabbit. Since you want to do it, of course, it is through the gift game. In the box court, most of the powerful communities with a glorious history of ancestors will prepare a bounty game that recreates the content of the legend to increase their popularity. As one of the old communities, Bolsius is naturally no exception. As long as you pass the legendary bounty game set by the other party, you can get the right to challenge Bolsius. It seems that he is afraid that Linkei does not know about this, and the Black Rabbit also dropped the chain at the critical moment, and Bayasha also specially highlighted it in their intelligence. Thanks to him, Linkei now knows the bounty game set up by Bolsius. Although the distance is far, as long as you take it seriously, it is not difficult to get through the other party's gift game in one day. Can it be opened in a day? The ears on the top of the Black Rabbit's head stood up again, perfectly showing the joy, anger and sorrow of the owner. In this way, save Lord Letitia. Wait a minute. I was almost deflected by you. Shaking his head, the Black Rabbit finally reacted. Even if what you said is very reasonable, this is too much. If you think about it, Bolsius doesn't seem to have done anything, just wants to participate in an auction. Isn't it too cruel to crush the other party just because of this? Legend has it that the bounty game is different from ordinary bounty games, but it will bet on its own flag and name. If Linkei defeated him, it would be equivalent to taking the banner and name of Bolsius. For a community, this makes no difference in dissolution. Unlike in the original book, Letitia had not yet been bought by Bolsius at this time, nor had she experienced a series of events in the original book. In the eyes of the Black Rabbit, Bolsius is a larger community. Even the auction of Letitia is for the revitalization of the community. Just taking away the other party's flag like this is already similar to the behavior of the Demon King. Are you questioning my decision? Linkei raised his eyebrows. Black Rabbit, I am the leader. The Black Rabbit scowled. Then follow yours. Boom. Wrong. Linkei smashed down with a hand knife. At this time, you should reply to me with a sentence. Linkei, you will regret it, and then slam the door and come out. What a useless rabbit. Obviously a staff officer of the community, but he can't connect a word. Doesn't you have any other effect than astringency? Phew. Even if you say so, people can't help it. The Black Rabbit hung his head and said weakly, although you have just taken over the position of leader for more than a day, every time you make a decision, it has brought a lot of benefits to nameless. People think it's better to believe in you than to stick to your own ideas. You are quite self-aware of the fact that you are very useless. Hey, people have taken the initiative to back down, and it is too much to say so. I'm praising you, Linkei said righteously. Compared to a fool who can't do anything and have his own ideas, you are already very good, Black Rabbit. People don't hear the praise at all. Black Rabbit sighed a little helplessly. When are you going to set off to crack the bounty game of Bolsius? After the auction? I changed my mind. Linkei sighed lazily. Since you want to solve the problem through peaceful means, then follow your method. The Black Rabbit was a little moved. Linkei, but as a price, you have to promise me 2 conditions. Linkei raised 2 fingers and shook them. First of all, dealing with those communities is too troublesome, and you have to borrow money. Leave it to someone. Black Rabbit straightened his chest confidently. It will definitely not disappoint you. That's good. Linkei, who was a little dizzy by the ball, continued. As for the second thing, it is much simpler. For the next month, you can just call me master in your maid costume. No problem. What a ghost. The Black Rabbit, who just wanted to agree, instantly reacted. Where is this simple? It can't be done at all. Linkei raised his eyebrows. Then you mean to refuse, Tilda? It's okay with me. It's a pity that Bolsius, because of some rabbit, it will be destroyed, and even I will be called a demon. The Black Rabbit slapped the table in dissatisfaction. Why threaten others with Bolsius and his own reputation? It's strange to look at it. If you don't want this to happen, don't do it yourself. Black Rabbit, as an unknown staff officer, do you think it is better to attack Bolsius one day? Faced with Linkei's disregard, the Black Rabbit became a little crazy. People know. Promise you to do it. Linkei, why do you have an incredulous expression? Nothing, just a little scared. It turns out that this threat can really succeed. Silently sighing at the strange brain circuits of the Black Rabbit, Lin Feng fell into deep thought, which made outfit to choose. Chapter 012. Time passed slowly, and half a month passed in the blink of an eye. After throwing the negotiation matter to the Black Rabbit, Linkei's whole person entered a state of rottenness. Wander around every day by selling the money from the Godhead, looking for some simple and crude bounty games to win the championship. If you can't find a suitable gift game on our board, you can tease the Black Rabbit who happens to be in the community, or play with the children in the community. The days passed very leisurely, so that the Black Rabbit, who ran around every day to find someone to borrow money, was tired and almost cried out of envy. Just when Linkei thought that this leisurely day would last until the day the auction began, Someone in the chat group suddenly gave him a look. Thief cat, is Lin K there? After half a month of high-intensity water group, the others in the chat group also noticed that Lin K was very approachable. No longer like half a month ago, when calling him with an honorific Aquaman, what's going on? Thief cat, it's the thing I mentioned to you before, are you free now? Aquaman, enough points so quickly? Lin K was a little surprised. What Nami said was naturally to ask him to take action to solve the evil dragon and others who occupied her hometown. Lin K had nothing urgent at hand, so he didn't refuse at that time. However, crossing the world requires 1,000 points a day, and the only way to get points in their group is to check in. Originally, Lin K thought that the other party would have to finish the auction before he could make up enough points. I didn't expect to save 1,000 points so quickly. Aquaman, you shouldn't sign in for 70 or 80 points every day, right? Thief cat, that's not true, it's mainly Kaguya and Asuna who help. Benzina, my side is a very peaceful world, and I am not in a hurry to use points, so I just lent it to Nami. Miss Kaguya, same as above. Aquaman, so it is. 3 people save points together, it makes more sense. Group member Thief Cat sends exclusive red envelopes. Group member Sea King receives exclusive red envelopes. Taking the red envelope sent by Namai, the points in Lin K's hand rose to more than 1,400 points. Group member Thief Cat starts live broadcasting. Aquaman joins the live broadcast room. Benzina joined the live broadcast room. Miss Kaguya joins the live broadcast room. As Nami started the live broadcast, a beautiful woman with fair skin and short orange hair appeared on the screen. Nami, wow, is this Nami, so beautiful? Miss Kaguya, this is on the sea. Thief Cat, yes, didn't I tell you before? My current identity is a pirate. Standing on top of a sailing ship, Nami looked out at the island that gradually appeared in their distance. Thief Cat, Lin K, you don't need to rush over. Thief Cat, I still want to repay my own hatred, I'll try it first. Thief Cat, if you succeed, the 1,000 points will be given to you as a reward for the bottom of their pocket, and if you fail, you will come and save me. Aquaman, good. It's been a long time since I'm gone. Nami. On the huge seat, the dragon looked at Nami who was walking ahead. The jagged proboscis swayed up and down, and the cracked corners of his mouth and equally jagged teeth made him as scary as a monster. What a harvest this time. Earned a lot of money. Look. Nami raised the large backpack in her hand and shook it up and down. There are too many fools at sea. And there is no pressure at all. Scared, haha, I can't blame them for this. The evil dragon let out a burst of laughter. There are so few who are so good at betraying like you. Well, okay. Nami shrugged. Speaking of which, I got a good thing this time. Do you want to take a look? Oh? The evil dragon narrowed his eyes. Something capable of blowing up you bastard. Like a peking opera changed her face. Nami, who was still smiling in the last second, suddenly roared, raised the backpack in her hand and threw it towards the evil dragon with all her strength. With a blessing of her strengthened physical fitness, the backpack instantly crossed a distance of more than 10 meters and fell in front of the evil dragon. The moment the backpack hit the ground, the smell of burning sulfur began to spread in the air. After sensing what was in the backpack, the dragon's eyes widened. Dynamite? Boom! A deafening explosion sounded, and a terrifying shockwave spread out all around with the sound. The huge palace was blown out of a huge gap and rubble fell from the sky. Standing at the gate of the palace, Nami, who retreated as soon as the explosives were thrown, stared straight ahead. Success? What she just threw out was not ordinary explosives. It is a special explosive given by Butterfly Canny after she said her own things in the group before. According to the other party, this was obtained from one of her companions named Alu Danyuan, and it was powerful enough to blow up the evil ghost under the string. Although I don't know how strong the demons are under the string, Nami found that the power of these marble-sized bombs is indeed not weak. After experimenting once, that's why I had the idea of doing it myself first and trying to see if I could solve the dragon. What a disappointment, Nami. In the thick smoke, a voice full of suppressed anger suddenly sounded. The sound of heavy stepping on the ground sounded, and the tall figure of the evil dragon suddenly appeared in front of Nami. Nami's face sank, failed. It was clear that he had endured the terrifying explosion at close range, but the evil dragon had hardly been affected at all. All over his body, only the tattered clothes proved that he had not dodged the explosion just now. I was still quite optimistic about you and thought you were a smart person. Carrying a large saw knife that he didn't know where to pull out, the evil dragon looked at Nami expressionlessly. Tell me why you did it. Is the brain blown up, dragon? A sarcastic smile appeared on Nami's face. What I'm best at. But betrayal. Chapter 013. I see you're crazy. The evil dragon's eyes widened, and an angry look appeared on his face. Then, as if thinking of something, the anger on his face disappeared, and the corners of his mouth rose slightly. Don't worry, Nami, I won't kill you easily, A traitor will have a traitor's end. I'll send someone to dig up the money you hidden, and then tie up those guys from Kokosa village and slaughter them all in front of you. Nami's eyes widened in surprise. How do you know where the money I hid is? Stupid. Do you really think I don't know about those little actions you secretly make? The evil dragon's smile gradually became fierce. The agreement with you is just to amuse you. I didn't care about you before, because you still have use value. Since you chose to betray, then you are useless. Benzina, this guy is so annoying. Miss Kaguya, indeed. Singren, although it is very disgusting, this guy's strength is very strong. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar, I didn't suffer any injuries after the explosion head-on. It is indeed not simple. It was a special product that she specially asked for you, Lieutenant Yuan, and its power was more than one layer higher than ordinary explosives. Being able to resist head-on the other party's high physical fitness is really a little amazing. Kenheim joins the chat group. Avengers join the chat group. Benzina, huh? New people are coming. Avenger, what is this thing? The latest high-tech development. Benzina, it's not high-tech. The 1G chat group is a place where people from different worlds can communicate and chat with each other. Avenger, people from different worlds. In the narrow office, Tantong Mu frowned even more, looking at the screen that suddenly appeared in front of him in puzzlement. Miss Kaguya, it's too troublesome to explain specifically. Just when Nami is live broadcasting, you click in and take a look. Live? Tantong Mu scanned the chat group interface and quickly found the icon representing the group. Live broadcast? The Avengers join the live broadcast room. Jianji joins the live broadcast room. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar, it seems that another newcomer has been peeping at the screen, and he is really cautious. Avenger, this is a new type of gut monster. Looking at the evil dragon on the screen, a look of doubt flashed in Tantong Muging's eyes. It doesn't look like her. Where is such a gastric organism? And the gastric creatures have strong resilience, but the dragon on the screen does not have their slightest intention of recovery. Just when Tendo Mu was even more puzzled, Nami replied with bubbles in person. Thief cat, dragons are fish people, a special race that lives under their subordinates. Benzina, Nami, you still have a mind for the water group? Thief cat, anyway, Lin Kei has already arrived. There is nothing to be afraid of. Nami raised her head and looked at the familiar and unfamiliar figure in front of her. Who are you? The evil dragon's face showed a solemn expression. The other party appeared too suddenly. 1 second he was still intimidating Nami, and the next second the other party appeared. Between the two, and the whole process did not bring the slightest movement. Unlike those uninformed pirates in the East China Sea, the evil dragon came to the East China Sea from the Great Voyage. Once a member of the Sun Pirates, he knew very well how terrifying the real powerhouses in this world were. This man can quietly lean over. This strength is not simple. What are you going to do? Ignoring the fierce-looking evil dragon in front of him, Lin Kei looked at Nami on the side. I'll just punch it out. Or will I help you subdue him, and you will do it yourself? Nami's eyes were full of killing intent when she looked at the evil dragon. If it's not troublesome, I want to do it myself. You too, don't go too far. The evil dragon roared. Do you know who I am? Actually, boom. Before the evil dragon could finish speaking, a huge force suddenly came from behind him. Without the slightest resistance, his entire body was embedded in the ground. I'm sorry, I'm an impatient person who accidentally interrupted your words. Half squatting down, Lin Kei reached out and grabbed the evil dragon's head and shook it. Okay, you can go on. Who are you? Let go of Aaron. Unexpectedly, a stout fisherman suddenly burst out of the water and attacked Lin Kei. There are really people who are not afraid of death. Raising a finger to easily block the opponent's fist, Lin Kei glanced at Nami. Do you want to keep this? No need. Nami stared at the evil dragon with dead eyes. You can deal with the other fish people as you like. The only guy I want to solve personally is him. Bang. As soon as Nami's words fell, the fisherman in front of Lin Kei exploded in an instant, turning into a rain of blood and falling into the pool behind. And after solving this fish man who suddenly came out, Lin Kei did not stop there. After listening to the sounds coming from around him, his left foot suddenly stepped on their ground. Dozens of stones of various sizes flew up from the ground and then flew into all corners in there. Next second, burst tilde, done. Lin Kei looked at the evil dragon lying on the ground beside him. The fish man on this island. Now he is the only one left. Wait, don't kill me. The dragon's eyes were filled with fear. Too strong, not a level at all. In front of the other party, his proud power was as ridiculous as a child. His own life is completely out of his control. I know Nanabuke. He and I are good friends. In order to survive, the evil dragon began to make up nonsense. If you kill me, he will definitely avenge me after receiving the news. By then, no one in Kokosa village will survive. Then let him come. Picking up an axe that flew from nowhere, Nami walked over to the other. With chat groups to help continue to become stronger, and Lin Kei as a backer behind her back, her confidence can be described as very sufficient. If he doesn't come, I'll personally find the door when the time comes. Abominable pirates like you, I will definitely see one kill one. On the calm sea, A small boat floats quietly. Suddenly, a voice of astonishment sounded from the ship. Huh? Hawkeye, who was silently tasting the red wine, raised his head and looked sharply in their direction where Lin Kei was. This breath, interesting. I thought it was just a game of chase to pass the time. Unexpectedly, there was an unexpected gain. Turning off the bow of the ship, Hawkeye rushed in the direction of the village of Kokosa. Chapter 014. Van Mark Singren, it's over again. Benzina, with Lin Kei's strength, isn't this normal? Avenger, the man who shot is also in the group. Ghost Killer Team Flower Pillar, yes, this at Sea King is Lin Kei, the most powerful person in their group at present. Jianji, so strong. The territory of the Loki family, inside the House of Dusk. Ace, who was on the training ground, widened her eyes and looked directly at Lin Kei on their screen. Get a glimpse of the panther. Although Lin Kei didn't take his shots seriously in just 2 short times, the power to destroy mountains and seas at will was truthfully presented. Thinking in another way, if she stood in Lin Kei's position, she might be able to solve the evil dragon within one blow. But to solve the fisherman on the entire island, you have to run around the powerhouse of another world. Ace tilted her head and fell into deep thought. In another world, there should be a power system different from favors. Looking back into the chat group, Ace thought for a moment and silently typed 3 words. Kenji, hello? It's all over now. Dropping the blood-stained axe in her hand, Nami, who stood in place and was silent for a moment, suddenly exhaled heavily. Thank you this time, Lin Kei. Nothing, raise your hand. Lin Kei smiled, and you also paid for it. Have you forgotten? Even if you say so, it's hard for me to feel real. Nami also laughed, but her eyes were still a little puzzled. In fact, as early as half a month ago, after talking to Lin Kei about asking him to help, Lin Kei had said something about the remuneration for the shot. It's just that what he wants is very special, not some precious treasure or group points, but their right to act in her world. If group members want to go to each other's world, 2 conditions need to be met. One is 1,000 group points a day. The other is the consent of the group members who travel through the world. In addition, even if you travel into the world of group friends, if the other party wants to drive people away, they can still expel people who have crossed the past at any time. Now that Nami has granted Lin Kei the right to act, it is equivalent to him being able to come to this world at any time and act at will. It may sound generous, but in Nami's opinion, this kind of thing can hardly be called reward. Group points are precious. 1,000 points can only be taken for 1 day. Such a short time should not be enough for you to explore this world. Lin Kei glanced at her meaningfully. That's not necessarily. With his physical fitness, he is fully capable of completing ultra-long distances in a short time. In addition, as a traverser, Lin Kei knew a lot of precious information about the One Piece world. Coupled with some common-sense knowledge that Nami said in the group before, Lin Kei knows no less about this world than anyone else. Even if you can move for a short time, you can fish something useful to go back. When are you leaving? Nami, who had more or less guessed Lin Kei's thoughts, looked over. If you are not in a hurry, I am going to hold a dinner party for you. I was going to leave immediately, but Lin Kei paused and turned to look at the forest behind. If someone takes the initiative to deliver what I need, then there is no hurry. Very sharp. A faint evaluation came from the forest. Under Nami's gaze, a figure carrying a long black knife slowly walked out. Are you Hawkeye? Although she did not pay attention to the situation in the world, after seeing this iconic existence, Nami still recognized the identity of the other party. Why are you here? I came to find him. Hawkeye's gaze firmly stared at Lin Kei. I didn't expect that this little East China Sea would actually emerge from a strong person like you. Benzina, who is this person? It may not seem simple. Miss Kaguya, looking at Nami's expression, she should be a famous powerhouse in her world. Thief cat. He is Hawkeye. His real name is Jirakamehawk, one of His Majesty's 7 martial seas, and he is also recognized as the world's #1 swordsman. Noticing the doubts of the people in the group, Nami took the time to explain the identity of their other party to the people in the group. Van Mark Singren, his tilde. Miss Kaguya, His Majesty the 7 warrior seas. If I remember correctly, Name Aimai mentioned it as a collective name for the 7 pirates who are famous in her world. Avenger, it's a long name. It doesn't sound simple. Jianji, the world's #1 sword. How? Ace, who had just completed a few simple exchanges with the people in the group, suddenly looked at Hawkeye. Since he can be named this name, he must be very strong in both sword art and strength. I just don't know which of the 2 is stronger than Lin Kei. Let's have a fight. As if hearing Ace's heart, Hawkeye took the initiative to invite. Pulling out the world's strongest black knife, Knight, behind him, Hawkeye aimed it at Lin Kei in front of him. I can feel that your strength is very strong. If I fight you, my sword art will definitely be able to move to a higher level. Good vision. His gaze paused on the knife in Hawkeye's hand, and Lin Kei suddenly pulled out a crossed knife with a golden handle. Attack it. Let me see the strength of the so-called world's #1 sword. How? That was. Ignoring Lin Kei's behavior that looked like he looked down on people, Hawkeye's sharp eyes like eagle falcons were full of shock at the moment. This knife is somewhat familiar. Subconsciously lowering his head, he looked at his chest. Sure enough, the cross knife that was originally hanging on his chest had disappeared at an unknown time. Interesting. Faced with this strange situation, Hawkeye laughed after a moment of silence. Can you hide my perception? Is it the ability of the devil fruit? After guessing to himself, Hawkeye, who was completely aroused by the fighting spirit, looked at Lin Kei again. My name is Jirakamihawk, unknown powerhouse. What about your name? Lin Kei, good name. Holding the handle of the knife with both hands, Hawkeye took a step forward with his left foot and slashed forward without reservation. Come on, let me see your strength. Boom. The ground cracked in an instant, and a 100-meter-high slash rushed straight towards Lin Kei. Chapter 015. The power is not bad. In the face of the oncoming terrifying slash, Lin Kei stood in place without moving. Is there anything stronger? Raising the cross knife in his hand, he swiped forward casually. Boom. A terrifying wave of chi set off, and the slash that was already close at hand shattered in an instant. The ground that had been cut apart collapsed further, and a large amount of rubble blew towards Hawkeye with the remaining hurricane. Not a chopper. Hawkeye's gaze froze, and his body disappeared in place, appearing in the open space more than 10 meters away. Purely by physical fitness? Glancing at the ground that had been damaged by the hurricane, his figure disappeared again and rushed towards Lin Kei. This time, he did not launch a slash from a distance, but chose to go head-to-head, deliberately testing the other party's reality. The armed color domineering that had been trained to the extreme was launched, and Hawkeye, whose momentum had further increased, swung his black knife again. Bang! A toy-like cross knife appeared in the path of the black knife and blocked it. As the world's #1 sword master, you won't only have this level. With a loud bang, Hawkeye, which was originally still in front of Lin Kei's body in the shape of a sword, instantly flew out and smashed to the ground. As if taking a leisurely walk, Lin Kei walked slowly towards the pit that had just formed. What about hole cards? What about tricks? Don't hide it, just take it out. If only it satisfies me. Lin Kei raised the cross knife in his hand high. I will really kill you. Boom. Fan mark synchron, groove. A slash with a height of 100 meters. You tell me it's swordsmanship? Miss Kaguya, I didn't expect that man called Hawkeye to be so strong. Benzina, +1, I originally thought that the world's #1 swordsman in Nami's mouth was a little more exquisite in swordsmanship. But now it seems that I am too naive. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, it's really amazing. It turns out that swordsmanship can still do this level of endure. Although the man named Hawkeye is very strong, that Mr. Lin Kei seems to be a little more exaggerated. As the exemption of Tantong Liu, Tantong Mu can see that Hawkeye's swordsmanship is very exquisite. Compared with the other party, Lin Kei's attack had a kind of beauty. Back to basics. There is no skill, it's all speed and power. Benzina, it's normal, you just joined the group, so it's not clear. Lin Kei has a special ability that can make his physical fitness continue to grow. Benzina, not only that, Lin Kei's physical fitness has increased by a large margin, and their physical fitness that may increase in a few seconds is equal to the sum of your physical fitness of endure, and this kind of thing. Miss Kaguya, I also didn't believe it when I first heard it, but after watching his battle a few times, I had to believe it even if I wanted to. Jianji, it's so powerful. Ace stared at Hawkeye and Lin Kei with dead eyes. As a battle-hardened LV.6 adventurer, her vision is naturally vicious. In addition to noticing Hawkeye's exquisite swordsmanship and Lin Kei's terrifying physical qualities like Tantong Mu, she also noticed that Hawkeye was unleashing a special power. With a blessing of that force, he not only increased his attack power, but even his perception became much stronger, predicting Lin Kei's attack trajectory several times in advance. Looking at Hawkeye, who was gradually driven to a desperate situation on the screen, a realization rose in Ace's heart. This is the power of another world. It seems that you only have this level. Lin Kei calmly looked at the eagle eye who fell to the ground in front of him. The battle did not last long. Strictly speaking, whether the fight between the two can be called a fight is a question. Hawkeye's all-out blow had no effect, but Lin Kei's casual blow was able to hit it hard. From the beginning to the end, the fight between the two was completely one-sided, crushing. If Lin Kei hadn't intentionally left his hand to let the other party play, the other party would only turn into dust in the first second of the battle like the evil dragon and the others. What a monster! Covered in the same as falling apart, Hawkeye, who was about to lose consciousness, smiled bitterly. Obviously so strong, why haven't I heard of your name before? That's not what you should care about. Taking the black knife in Hawkeye's hand and casually spinning it twice, Lin Kei inserted it on the ground on the side. Now you are just a loser. Hawkeye closed his eyes. Indeed, what are you going to do? Kill me? No, that would be wasteful. Lin Kei denied. You have the value of staying. Hawkeye breathed a sigh of relief. Sounds pretty good. At least I can survive. It's better if you don't get happy too early. Lin Kei took out a golden card from his arms. This is a piece of Laplace paper, a gift that Akayasha had given to him when he had given him Godhead before. In addition to being able to identify the source of a person's strength, this thing also works as a part-time storage prop. The prizes that Lin Kei had won from participating in the gift game in the past half a month, as well as several prop-type gifts he had bought from Bayayasha's hand, were all packed inside. Lin Kei flipped through it and took out a dagger that emitted red light. Gift, enslavement dagger. I was originally going to use it for Bolsius, after the auction, but I didn't expect to use it on you first. Laugh at Tilda. The dagger disappeared into Lin Kei's hand and shot through Hawkeye's left chest, as if to tear his whole person apart. An unprecedented severe pain spread from the wound, making Hawkeye couldn't help but let out a scream. In his perception, invisible threads appeared on his limbs and torso, trying to manipulate his body. Hawkeye burst out the last shred of strength to break free of these threads, only to find that it was just useless. Except for letting one of the threads shake slightly for half a second, it did not bring the slightest wave. After a few seconds, the silk thread was completely formed, and the severe pain in the body began to slowly subside. Hawkeye reached out and touched his chest, only to find that there were no scars except for a bloodstain. Stand up. Lin Kei's voice came from the front, and Hawkeye subconsciously stood up. This is just when Hawkeye felt overwhelmed, Lin Kei's voice came again. Turn over, jump into midair and spin 720. Split in the air, bungee in place. Hawkeye. In front of everyone's eyes, the world's #1 sword hero Hawkeye began his first performance. Chapter 016. What did you do? Looking at Hawkeye, who was making various strange movements in front of him, a trace of fear appeared in Nami's gaze towards Lin Kei. There is a saying that at least leave innocence in the world. Ability to ignore the will of others and forcibly manipulate their actions. In Nami's opinion, this ability was even more terrifying than Lin Kei's powerful physical fitness. What are you afraid of? I won't do anything to you. Noticing Nami's gaze, Lin Kei gestured to the red dagger in his hand. Nami was surprised. So you used this prop to control Hawkeye? Yes, but don't think about it. Seeing that Nami seemed to be a little moved, Lin Kei added, when signing a contract, a comprehensive judgment is made. Because it is a matter of their own destiny, even if the person who is pierced is seriously injured, he will still burst out beyond the peak of power. It's good that you resisted it. If you don't, there will even be a funny situation of anti-slavery. Nami directly gave up the idea of letting Lin Kei help by a substitute. This is completely a prop for the weak. If you change her, I'm afraid that even a pirate of the level of the evil dragon can't control it. Group member Aquaman accepts the important character Hawkeye, and the world reputation. One Piece is increased by 100 points and 10,000 group points are rewarded. Detected that a group member has gained world prestige, and opened a new function, world prestige. At this moment, 2 group messages suddenly sounded, attracting Nami's attention back. Benzina, yay, if I have more points, I will be able to become stronger. Synchron, it's better not to be happy too early. Yugi's take a closer look at their introduction of world prestige. Thief Cat, I looked at my world level, it is a medium-sized world, and a little world. Reputation is equal to 100 points. Starman, mine is a small world, and a little world creature is equal to 22 points. Miss Kaguya, mine is the ordinary world, and a little world reputation is equal to 4 points. Miss Kaguya, huh? Why is this? Is there still a difference in the ordinary world? Benzina, maybe it's because the world I'm in is a relatively powerful level in the ordinary world. Tantong Mugen, 8 achievements are like this. My world is a small world like the Starman, but a little world reputation gives 60 points. Miss Kaguya, in this way, the higher the world level, the more points will be given. What is the state of your world? Aquaman, super large world, a little world reputation is equal to 100,000 points. Miss Kaguya, Synchron, As soon as Lin Kei's words came out, all the members of the entire chat group gasped one after another. Ghost Killer Team Flowerpillar, although I have been mentally prepared for a long time, I didn't expect that the world specifications were so much worse. Benzina, I can finally understand why Lin Kei is so strong. Miss Kaguya, indeed, it is not a level at all. No wonder a strong person like Lin Kei was born. Miss Kaguya, although the world level is a little lower, I don't have to bother so much on this side. With a little operation, it can increase its influence. Miss Kaguya, I suddenly had a bold idea. Miss Kaguya, if I mention my influence first, I can affect the situation of the entire world in one move. Brushing 1,000 points is 4,000 points. As long as it can be fully brushed within 3 days, it is a stable profit. More importantly, once this method is successful, the operability of going to other worlds to brush world prestige will be there. For example, in the box court world where Lin Kei is located, as long as Lin Kei can help brush up a little world prestige, there are 10 W points. That's enough for them to stay in another world for 100 days. Aquaman, good idea. maybe you can try it. Nami shook her head and decisively rejected the offer. Brushing group points is beautiful, but it also means being famous. Chapter 017. As soon as she mentioned being famous, Nami's gaze involuntarily looked at Hawkeye, who was still bouncing not far away. This is an example of being too famous to cause problems. Speaking of which, what are you going to do when you control Hawkeye? I'm going to let him collect some valuable items for me, as well as the unique cultivation methods of your world. Lin Kei replied casually. As the world's #1 sword master, his strength is considered good in this world. He could do it without me. In fact, Lin Kei had the ability to collect everything he wanted in a short period of time. But if you do that, the process will become very rough and it will easily mess up the world. If it is more serious, it will even break the order, causing fighting and a large number of casualties in various places. Of course, as an egoist, Lin Kei doesn't really care about this kind of thing. But the opinion of the rest of the group, it is difficult to say. What he wants is a long-term trade, exhaustion and fishing. Set up people first, give others the illusion of getting along well and willing to help people for free. In this way, you can put a long line to catch big fish and maximize the benefits. It's really a good way to do it so that you don't have to spend a lot of points to come and do it yourself. Nami, who did not know Lin Kei's true thoughts on the side, nodded in agreement with this approach. But your strength is so strong, can the cultivation methods of my world really work for you? It should have some effect. Because he had just fought with Hawkeye, Lin Kei also had a preliminary understanding of this kind of thing. To put it bluntly, this thing is a means to activate one's potential physical and spiritual strength. Lin Kei didn't have similar abilities or moves at hand, so he could also increase his combat effectiveness by using it. As for how much can be increased, it is difficult to say. Well, even if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't prepare it for myself. It works best, and it doesn't work at a loss. According to his assessment, Hawkeye's combat power is equivalent to the 6-figure level of the box court, and it is able to destroy an island or even a large city in a short time. Compared with him, it seems to be unbelievable, but almost 95% of the existence in the box court is in the range of ordinary people to 6 figures. Since the domineering of the One Piece world can have an effect on the existence of 6 figures, it means that the domineering has a large market in the box court. In addition, the One Piece world also has demon fruits that can give a person special abilities, powerful ancient weapons, and pure gold that can extend a person's life, all of which have certain value. Let Hawkeye continue to collect, and then give it to Nami to send red envelopes to Lin Kei through chat groups. This can not only save group points that travel through the world, but also add another income channel for no name. However, to do this, the first step is to erect a perfect character and let Nami willingly help with a part-time job. Rush. Everyone keep up. Don't be left behind. Nami, we're here to help you. Just as Lin Kei was about to further pull into the relationship, a noisy voice sounded. Under Hawkeye's numb gaze, a group of ordinary people in shabby clothes, armed with various weapons, rushed out of the woods. As soon as she appeared, a blue-haired woman standing at the front of the crowd noticed that something was wrong. Looking at the ruined palace, the corpse of the evil dragon shattered into several sections, and the eagle eyes that kept bouncing, her gaze finally fell on Nami and Lin Kei who were not far away. This is already over? Nokigao? Nami called out the other party's name with some surprise. Why are you here, and what is this dress? Nokigao replied, someone in the village said that they saw you come back, and then not long after that, there was an explosion on this side. Everyone thought that you had a falling out with the dragon, so they directly raised their weapons and came to help you. But Nami opened her mouth, as if she wanted to say something. But after seeing the expressions of the others, she suddenly fell silent. In this way, it turns out that everyone knows the truth. Sorry, Nami. Nokigao hugged each other. We can't help you do anything, we can only choose to watch in silence. It's okay. Nami shook her head, and a smile suddenly appeared on her face. That's enough. After confirming that Nami was okay, the villagers of Kokosia village relaxed. After taking turns talking to Nami and letting go of their previous suspicions, everyone unanimously decided to start the banquet. As the biggest hero, Lin Kei naturally received an invitation. Due to the addition of one more thug and 10,000 points, Lin Kei's time in the One Piece world suddenly became more abundant. Faced with this invitation, he did not refuse. Brother Lin Kei, you were here. The police stationed in Kokosa village, Arjian, came over from not far away carrying 2 wine bottles. After distributing one of them to Lin Kei, he sat down leisurely on the side and chatted. After a moment of conversation, he suddenly changed the subject. By the way, how did you meet Nami? A more special place. This is not convenient to reveal. I know, I understand. Arjian winked at Lin Kei and understood. To be honest, I also kind of watched Nami grow up. I'm happy that she has a good home. Say it in advance, you can't bully her, otherwise I will give it to you even if I die. Arjian, what are you talking about? Nami, who happened to be passing by not far away, rushed over and pulled him away with a red face. If you can't drink alcohol, don't drink it. Save nonsense. Alas, the female is not left. After sighing, Arjian staggered towards the distance. Don't disturb the two of you. Leave you some room for solitude. Really, net mess with me. Nami looked at Lin Kei with some embarrassment. Sorry, everyone seems to be a little too happy. Don't mind. I don't have anything to mind. Lin Kei raised his palm and pinched Nami's chin. Someone took the initiative to help me draw red lines with the big beauty, but I was too late to be happy. Suddenly say something strange. Nami picked up the wine bottle on the ground on the side in a little panic and motioned towards Lin Kei. This is the unique orange wine of my Kokosa village. I don't usually take it out. Do you want to drink it? Of course. Lin Kei smiled, and out of nowhere, he took out 2 cups and filled them one by one. But it would be better if someone accompanied me to drink 100 million cups. Really? Nami sat down silently on the side. Since you said so, let's accompany you for a drink. Chapter 018. Following. Sunlight shines through the windows and on the beds. Lin Kei lazily opened his eyes and slowly got up. The enchanting figure that should have been on the side has disappeared, but there is a sound from the kitchen. You're awake. Noki walked in with a plate of food. Nami said that she had something to do and had gone out not long ago. If you want to see her, I can help lead the way later. Lin Kei shook his head. No need. There is still a lot of time to get along with in the future. Let her stay alone now. Okay. Noki shrugged and changed the subject. What's next for you? Do you have the idea of staying in the village of Kokosa, or say go to sea to adventure? Nami may stay, and my words will leave. Nuo Kigao was stunned. You guys aren't together? There is no such condition yet. Changing into a new set of clothes, Lin Kei replied leisurely. Don't worry, I will come back in their future when I have time. After all, in addition to Nami, there is a good fruit to taste. Grabbing the oranges on the table next to him, Lin Kei waved his hand at Nuo Kigao. Looking forward to meeting you next time, no Kigao. As a qualified Sea King, Lin Kei left Kokosa village without the slightest drag. After saying hello to Nami in the chat group, he came to the palace of the evil dragon. After Lin Kei and Hawkeye fought yesterday, this side had completely turned into a pile of ruins. The bodies of the fish were chopped up by the villagers and thrown into the sea, and the money in the palace was turned over by the villagers. At Lin Kei's suggestion, the money was returned to these original owners according to the number of heads. Thanks to it, the favorability of Kokosa village was directly brushed by Lin Kei. The reason why Arjian and the others were so enthusiastic yesterday, even Nami did not refuse his invitation. This inconspicuous little thing accounted for at least 50% of the reason. Sure enough, it's very important to set up a persona. Walking leisurely to the woods, Lin Kei looked at the eagle eyes that were still bouncing in front of him. Sorry, I had so much fun yesterday that I accidentally forgot about you. Hawkeye. He doesn't want to say anything now, he just wants to kill people. Well, don't be too sad. Lin Kei smiled, just as the so-called Suing lost his horse and knew that it was not a blessing. You now seem to have lost your freedom, but in fact you have gained unprecedented benefits. Follow me. It is not difficult for you to break through the current shackles and go to the next level. Stop talking nonsense. Hawkeye didn't really want to talk to the man. Although I don't know your origin, I already understand your purpose. If you want me to do something, just say it. I like to talk to smart people. Lin Kei went straight to the point and said, first of all, take a copy of the domineering cultivation method and your sword art perception. Hawkeye was stunned. You won't be domineering? He was surprised that Lin Kei was useless yesterday, because he looked down on his strength. Unexpectedly, the other party really won't. Suppressing the difference in his heart, Hawkeye spoke. The domineering cultivation method is actually very simple. First of all, armed color domineering. As the world's #1 swordsman, Hawkeye's understanding of the domineering trickler is not comparable to that of people. In just a few minutes, he finished explaining the principle of domineering and cultivation methods, and even covered it up for Lin Kei, and after Lin Kei watched it again, 3 prompts sounded in his ears one after another. Detected the cultivation method of armed color domineering, whether it cost 100 points to get started. Detected the domineering cultivation method, whether it cost 100 points to get started. Detected the overlord color domineering cultivation method, whether it cost 300 points to get started. Just 500 points. Lin Kei raised his eyebrows. It's quite cheap. As long as you master the method of learning or cultivation, you can learn new skills through group points. Asuna had told him about this a few days after he joined the group. There are 5 levels of skill: beginner, proficient, complete, and brilliant. In addition, there are also some special abilities, and there is no such thing as a hierarchy, such as Lin Kei's limiter lifting. However, this is a minority, and it can be left without reference. In addition to helping with getting started, group points can also help improve the proficiency of skills and allow them to reach higher levels. Lin Kei also knew about this, so he saved all the points obtained from signing in after using their points for the first time. It's more affordable to learn new skills or traverse the world through points than to improve that. Trivial physical fitness. Points, 100 points. Armed color domineering level increased to entry. Points, 100 points. See the domineering level to entry. Points, 300 points. The overlord color domineering level has been upgraded to entry. 500 points fell down, and Lin Kei's 3-color domineering entered smoothly. Is this armed color domineering? The black armed color domineering spread on the fist, quickly wrapping it completely. Lin Kei carefully sensed it and came to a conclusion. It really didn't work. Compared to his physical fitness, just the entry-level armed color domineering is too insignificant. If he hadn't specifically perceived it, he wouldn't even have felt the increase in this domineering aura on himself. Compared with armed color domineering, on the contrary, the overlord color domineering and seeing and hearing color domineering are more practical. The former can help Lin Kei clean up the trash fish, and the latter can make his perception sharper and perceive something that he could not perceive before. After thinking about it, Lin Kei decided to raise the level of domineering and domineering first. Points, 300 points. The domineering level has been raised to proficient. Points, 1000 points. See the domineering level increased to proficient. Points, 2000 points. See the domineering level increased to complete. Points, 5000 points. The domineering level has been upgraded to supernatural. Chapter 019. The points fell rapidly like flowing water, and the 10,000 points that Lin Kei had just harvested yesterday were instantly cleared by half. In return, the level of domineering was directly raised to the level of supernatural and supernatural. Lin Kei tried to urge, and in the next second, his perception began to spread wildly around. First the ruins of the palace and the vast forest surrounding it, then the Caucasian village and their edge of the island. In less than a second, even the sound of the sea tide more than 1,000 kilometers away clearly fell into Lin Kei's ears. Lin Kei temporarily stopped expanding the scope and perceived the specific difference. It is different from the previous perception that relies on strong physical fitness and simple and rough. Through the perception of seeing and hearing the domineering launch, it is more silky and delicate, like a continuous spring rain quietly falling, shrouding everything. In this state of perception, Lin Kei basically did not need to make any effort. He was able to clearly judge the location and number of enemies around him, and the actions that the opponent would take in the next instant. In addition, after urging the domineering aura of the divine level to the extreme, Lin Kei's perception even had some special abilities that he did not have before, like categories for knowledge of the future, Roger's listening to the voice of all things, and Otto Heim's thought transmission and emotional resonance. These original works are very rare, and even claim to be unable to reach the realm of acquired cultivation, and Lin Kei naturally mastered them all after raising the domineering spirit of seeing and hearing to the level of divine transformation. No loss. Lin Kei's face showed satisfaction. You get what you pay for. It does cost a little more points to level up your skills, but after moving up the level, the rewards are real. This domineering. What did you do? The eagle eyes on the side looked at Lin Kei in disbelief. Although the speed of mastery is a little faster, the opponent's armed color domineering and overlord color domineering are still within the conventional range. But what is this domineering attitude? As soon as Lin Kei started, he felt a pair of invisible eyes appear, seeing through all his secrets. Hawkeye has experienced this before. That is a situation that can only occur after seeing that the level of domineering is beyond its own level. In just a few minutes, can the domineering spirit be raised to this level? Lin Kei's unintentional move once again reshaped Hawkeye's broken three views. You can go. Perhaps because Hawkeye's emotions were too excited, Lin Kuei-ming did not go out of his way to listen, and the other party's heart still reached his ears. His gaze shifted, and Lin Kei waved his hand casually at him. Just like I said before, just help me collect more valuable treasures. Don't be afraid of provoking people. As long as someone strikes at you, you will fight back. Hawkeye couldn't help but ask, what if there are many people on the other side? I can't beat it. If you can't beat it, you will die. Lin Kei said with a smile on his face and replied coldly, I accepted you to let you work, not to raise uncle. If you do a good job, I will naturally have a reward for you. But if you can't even do this kind of thing, you are useless. After driving Hawkeye away, Lin Kei glanced at the remaining active time. Yesterday crossed over to solve the dragon, put down Hawkeye, and then participated in a banquet and played all night with Naomi. These things added up to a total of half a day's time. Now he has more than 10 hours left in the One Piece world. It doesn't seem like much, but it's enough for Lin Kei. If you have only one Hawkeye, the efficiency is still too low. We'll have to find some more people to be all over the world. Throwing the stone in his hand casually, Lin Kei's face showed a thoughtful look. To be honest, there are plenty of goals to choose from. But to say who controls who works best, go and bring the world government to the table, just to brush up on the world's prestige. Naval Headquarters, Marin Burnto. As the hegemonic force on the sea, Marin's position can be described as very special. Not only underneath the holy land of Mary Jo, acting as a doorman. At the same time, It is also directly above the underwater passage of Fishman Island in their second half of the Great Route to maintain law and order. Not far from Maranburndo is the famous Chambord Islands. Due to its proximity to the Red Earth continent, there is no bad weather throughout the year. Coupled with the beautiful scenery, there are a large number of Draco who like to go there and squander their money. And as the dog of the world government, the Navy naturally wants to protect the safety of Draco. At the intersection of these three important locations, even if Maranburno is the headquarters of the Navy, it takes a lot of energy to manage every day. Fortunately, in recent years, the overall strength of the Navy has gradually increased, coupled with the constraints of His Majesty's 7 New High. The overall situation on the sea has gradually stabilized. But even so, the Navy headquarters still has to deal with a lot of trouble every day, some of which are very strange. What did you say? Listening to the news coming from the phone worm, the warring states couldn't help but be stunned. A branch of the East China Sea Navy disappeared out of thin air. It's not accurate to say it's disappearing. On the other end of the phone worm, Carp stood at the front of the warship, looking solemnly at the sea in front of him. It evaporated along with the whole island. Sengoku frowned. The reason? Sinking by a stone. Recalling the shadow that dangled past his warship not long ago, Carp couldn't help but feel a headache. Someone dropped a stone from a faraway place. That stone hit the island and directly evaporated it along with the naval branch above. Carp, this is not the time for jokes. Do you think I'm joking? On both sides of the phone worm, the two fell silent together. As the ceiling of the One Piece world, both Sengoku and Kapu actually have the ability to destroy a small island, but that is by no means a simple matter. Throw a stone from a kilometer away or even further to sink an island. If it weren't for understanding Carp's character, Sengoku even wanted to pry the other party's head open to see what the person who said this was thinking. I just asked. The manager here is a colonel called Mouse. Carp's voice came over from the phone bug again. Check to see if he has a vendetta with anyone. I'll investigate. Sengoku replied. You also investigate the vicinity to see if there are traces of ancient weapons. Good. Chapter 020. Hanging up the phone worm. The empty room suddenly became silent. Sitting in his seat and pondering silently for a few seconds, Sengoku looked at another person in the office. Yellow Ape, you look at this matter like this. Of course I believe it. The Yellow Ape sitting on the sofa raised his head with a leisurely smile on his face. Of course, Mr. Carp's judgment cannot be wrong. Since he said so, it means that it is true. It sounds terrible. I hope that when I go out, I won't be attacked like that. Boom. As soon as the Yellow Ape's voice fell, a terrifying loud noise suddenly came from afar. Even the two warring states who were deep in Maranburning felt a slight swaying under their feet. What happened? Sengoku stood up and prepared to check the situation. At this moment, a special telephone bug on the table suddenly roared. Sengoku, what are you idiots doing? 5 old stars? Sengoku's gaze looked over. This phone bug is used specifically to communicate with the 5 old stars. The other party suddenly called and scolded the street. Obviously something very big happened. Thinking of the explosion just now, a sense of foreboding rose in the heart of the warring states. Picking up the phone bug, he asked, what happened? You even asked me what happened? The voice of the 5 old stars became even more irritable. Someone rushed into Mary Jo from the direction of Maranburndo, and hit all the way in. How did you guys watch the door and let such a dangerous guy walk in openly? What? Sengoku's eyes widened in surprise. Are you sure you're not mistaken? You must know that. Maranburnt went to the entrance of Mary Jo. I don't want to listen to your nonsense. The 5 old stars interrupted impatiently. The other party's strength is very strong. Hurry up and send generals over to support. I understand. Sengoku's brows furrowed tightly. To be honest, this sentence of the 5 old stars shocked him even more than someone breaking in. What is Mary Joanna? A holy place on the Red Earth continent, the residence of the Draco. Not to mention those private soldiers hidden in the secret, the strong people on the bright side alone have as many as 2 hands. It was clear that the intruder was found, but he could not stop the other party, and even asked for reinforcements from the Navy. What kind of monster is that guy who broke in? Yellow Ape. Now only you can rush over as soon as possible, and the task of capturing their enemy will be handed over to you. It's so scary. The Yellow Ape stood up slowly. First an unknown strong man who destroyed an island with one blow, and then an unknown enemy who forcibly broke through Mary Jo. There are a lot of monsters that have emerged today. Stop talking nonsense. Sengoku walked towards the door. You go first. I'll arrive 1 step later. No matter who the enemy is, you must not let him go. Damn. What kind of monster are you guy? In front of the palace of the Holy Land of Mary Jo, the commander-in-chief of the whole army, supported the wall with steel, and stood up with difficulty. Why have I never heard of your existence before this? Maybe it's because your intelligence organization is too wasteful. Lin K leisurely walked past a corpse wearing a white suit and a mask. Around this corpse, there are also a large number of equally dressed figures. There is no doubt that these people are all CP0. After discovering Lin K's invasion, These loyal dogs continued to rush from all directions like locusts. It's a pity that none of them can get close to Lin Ke. It's really slow. Where have your high-end combat power gone? Boom! A roar sounded, and the invisible airflow blew towards a corner not far away, drowning the last CP0 hiding there. Slowly lowering his arm, Lin Ke looked at the steel bone void in front of him that was once again blown away by the aftermath. In order to give you time, I deliberately slowed down. Damn guys! A wisp of blood appeared in the empty eye of the steel bone. I don't know who you are, but don't be too proud. The power of the world government is far from as simple as you think. Really? How did I see only a school of trash fish, and a weak commander-in-chief of the whole army? Feeling the enslavement dagger from his arms, Lin Ke casually threw it towards the empty chest of the steel bone. It's not a good habit to lie to people. Whoops! The sharp enslavement dagger fell to the ground, piercing the marble floor directly. The steel bones that were originally lying on the ground disappeared out of thin air and disappeared. It's so risky. The voice of the yellow ape came from above the palace. I almost didn't catch up. Admiral Yellow Ape. Picking up the enslavement dagger again, Lin Ke calmly looked at the yellow ape standing above the palace, carrying a steel bone. Are you the only one? What about everyone else? If you say anything else, it's just behind. Of course, whether you can see it or not is a question. The voice of the yellow ape suddenly sounded behind Lin Ke. Speed is power. Have you ever been kicked at the speed of light? The speed of light? Boom. Patting the dust on his body, Lin Ke looked at the unconscious yellow ape at his feet. I didn't expect. The dignified admiral has a talent for joking. How is that possible? Steelbone looked at Lin Ke in disbelief. The yellow ape is a flashman who has eaten the shining fruit, and his movement speed is definitely the fastest in the world, able to complete a counterattack and knock it down in an instant at a speed that the yellow ape did not react. This was something that was completely beyond his comprehension. Did you say the previous battle was not your full strength? I said, you guys from the Navy, you must have participated in some funny training class. I don't know where to touch an orange again, Lin Ke replied while eating. Obviously, I'm just idle and bored to play with you. How can it become a battle in your eyes? You, humiliated by a burst of humiliation. Gangbone's face turned livid. I think that he has traversed the sea for countless years, and even finally achieved the position of Commander-in-Chief of the whole army. What kind of enemies have been encountered? But a guy like Lin Ke who looked down on him. He was still seeing it for the first time after becoming famous. What's even more angry is that he doesn't seem to be able to beat the other party. You guys, how long are you going to hide? It's you who are too anxious. General Steelbone. 3 figures of different heights appeared in front of the palace. The opponent's strength is tricky. You always have to make some preparations. Chapter 021. You are the real power of the so-called world conquest. Throwing an orange into his mouth, Lin Ke looked at the 3 people calmly. Seeing that a few of you have been hiding around, I thought it was a thief who sneaked in. He has a domineering look at the level of divine appearance, coupled with his already keen facial features. As early as the first time these 3 people got closer, he had actually discovered it. The reason why it didn't bother was just to see what they were going to do. Your arrogant time can only last until now. On the left side of the trio, the body of the man with a body size that was biased towards the strong suddenly rose higher, and a terrifying murderous aura erupted from his body. Cat fruit, phantom beast species, white tiger form, devil fruit awakening, overlord color domineering murderous entanglement, ? Entering the state of eruption without reservation. The white tiger man crossed his hands and waved towards Lin Ke. An X-shaped slash crossed the distance between the two and appeared in front of Lin Ke. That's it. Lin Ke raised his hand and shot towards this slash. It's done. In the middle of the trio, a man with a top hat suddenly roared. In the next instant, a black silk thread appeared in front of Lin Ke's palm. That's what you prepared for 3 minutes? A mocking smile appeared on Lin Ke's face. The palm of the hand touched the black silk thread, and the black silk thread cracked in an instant. After shattering with a slash blow ahead, a hurricane blew away. Boom. On the gate of the palace, a gap in a giant palm print appeared. As for the trio who originally stood in front of the palace, they had already been bombarded into the palace by the aftermath first, smashing out 3 pits. How is this possible? Climbing up from the pit, the polite man looked at Lin Ke in disbelief. It took him 3 minutes to make the spatial silk thread. Even Steelbone Kong, who had cultivated his domineering chi to the extreme, could only choose to back down in the face of this blow. Lin Ke actually broke it so easily. An awakened phantom beast species, a superhuman line capable of launching space attacks, and a guy who doesn't know what. Throwing the last orange petal into his mouth, Lin Ke dragged Steelbone Kong and Yellow Ape in through the gap. Throwing the 2 near the pit of the trio, Lin Ke looked up at the 5 people standing above. That's all your world government is all about? It was so easily defeated. The 5 old stars who were holding a knife in their hands frowned and looked at Lin Ke. After living for so long, it's the first time I've seen such a strong guy as you. I have to admit, you are indeed a monster. But that's not enough. The 5 old stars with long beards on the side narrowed their eyes. As long as we are willing, we can launch a large-scale devastating attack. Even if it's you, it's impossible to avoid it. Are you sure? Lin Ke laughed. And even if I can't avoid it, you who stand with me can't avoid it. If we really reach that step, then our lives are no longer in our control. The 5 old stars, who had a scar on his left face, spoke forward. We are not threatening you, but stating the facts. What's more, since you choose to keep your hand, it means that there is still the idea of dialogue. Glancing at the yellow ape and the others who were only seriously injured on the side, he spoke in a loud voice. Do you want to cooperate, unknown powerhouse? As long as you provide armed support to help us clear our targets, we can give you everything you want. As long as it is something that this world has, we can give it to you. Lin Kei lowered the corners of his mouth. What he said is quite good. In fact, what I was thinking about was to stabilize me for the time being and go back to someone to investigate my identity and weaknesses. On the surface, one set is secret. You 5 old stars are really not in vain! Exclamation mark. The 5 old stars holding the sword were shocked. Listen to the voice of your heart. What you see and hear is domineering. Okay, you can shut up. Lin Kei turned around and looked at the 3 figures that appeared in front of the gap in their palace. Admiral Sengoku, Admiral Blue Pheasant and Red Inu. Except for Carp, the goal is all there. Are you waiting for us? Glancing at the situation in the palace, Warring State's expression became more and more solemn. The battle was even worse than he had imagined. CP0 was completely destroyed, Admiral Yellow Ape was defeated, 3 general-level private soldiers were defeated, and the commander-in-chief of the whole army, Gang Jukong, was defeated. And it was only Lin Kei who did this. This ordinary man who looked young was definitely the strongest monster he had ever encountered. With the current squad playing head-on, the odds of winning are probably about 0. Oh? It is worthy of being called a wise general, and his brain is indeed much clearer than others. Lin Kei ridiculed. With so many people present, you alone broke the previous common sense cognition and accurately judge the current situation. Can even my heart listen? The Warring States, who originally thought that it was just the strength of the 5 old stars, became even more headache. Name your purpose. What exactly you want to do? It's nothing. Lin Kei played with the dagger in his hand. I just want to change the owner of this world. Arrogant. The figure of the red dog suddenly appeared in front of Lin Kei. Pluto. The fiery red magma continued to spread on the right arm of the red dog, and in the blink of an eye, a lava giant arm was formed and smashed down towards Lin Kei. Lava tilde. Sorry, game time is over. Pulling the enslavement dagger out of Chianu's chest, Lin Kei looked at the others. It's a pity that there is a lack of a Kerpu, but as long as you high-ranking people are there, it is enough. Lava tilde. Lava tilde. Lava tilde. Bright red blood flowers bloomed on everyone's chests at the same time. With a scream, the silk thread that ordinary people could not see began to spread on there. Sengoku and others. The last one, it's you. Holding the enslavement dagger between his 2 fingers, Lin Kei aimed it at the deepest part of Mary Jo. Lava tilde. Group member Aquaman subdues the important mission and becomes the new master of the world government, and the world reputation. One Piece is increased by 900 points and 90,000 group points are rewarded. Chapter 022. Group member Aquaman subdues the important mission and becomes the new master of the world government, and the world reputation. One Piece is increased by 900 points and 90,000 group points are rewarded. Thief Cat, Benzina, Avengers, Miss Kaguya. In the chat group, as soon as the news burst in, a row of question marks instantly brushed the screen. Miss Kaguya, what's the situation? Isn't Lin Kei in Kokosa village? Singren. Speaking of which, I seem to have heard Miss Nami mention that there is only one world government in her world. Thief Cat, yes, there is only one. Benzina, SHHH. Doesn't that mean that Lin Kei has already cleared Nami's world? Aquaman, you can understand it this way. Whenever you want to brush the world's reputation, go to the world government to report my name, they can help. Thief Cat, is it alright? Isn't this a bit too much troublesome? Aquaman, there is nothing troublesome, they are all their own people. In Kokosa village, Nami's body fell, and her cheeks rose a flush. Perhaps in the eyes of other people in the group, Lin Kei's words mean that they're all group friends, and it is nothing to help each other. But in Nami's opinion, there are many meanings that can be explained by this sentence. Benzina, I envy Nami so much, I just lie down and earn points without doing anything. Miss Kaguya, indeed, I originally thought that I would be the first to clear the level with 1000 world prestige, but I didn't expect Lin Kei's efficiency to be so high. Aquaman, it's okay, Nami's world is special, you can clear the level after a fight. It's not difficult. Lin Kei turned on the upload function of the chat group and uploaded the footage of the few minutes when he attacked the world government. Group member Aquaman uploaded a video quick guide to clearing the world government. As soon as the video was uploaded, the number of downloads skyrocketed, including Tantong Mugen and Ace, who silently peeped at the screen. All the people who were curious about how Lin Kei got through to the world government downloaded the video one after another. A few minutes later, a new storm of question marks blew in the group. Benzina, Miss Kaguya, you call this a simple strategy? Singren, it's all so strong. Especially the last one who made the lava arm. I was horrified by the video. Avenger, I originally thought that the man named Hawkeye last time was a special case, but I didn't expect that there were so many strong people in Nami's world. And in the face of the siege of so many people at the same time, Lin Kei, who could easily counterkill, was even more terrifying. However, the man looks very talkative. Tantong Mu stood up and looked through the window at the black stone monument in their distance. If he is willing to make a move, he may be able to change the pattern of the world. Although most of the time, Tendo Mu is thinking about how to take revenge. But as a normal person, she also often feels helpless about the world. If she could, she also wanted to help the poor cursed sons. It's a problem when it comes to pay. Tantong Mu fell into deep thought. The other party is good to talk to, and he can't really be a white. Compared to Nami's kind of revenge for herself, she is more inclined to commission. If she didn't get some suitable remuneration, she herself was embarrassed to find Lin Kei. But the question is, what can she give? Just joined the group yesterday, and she didn't have group points on hand at all. Apart from giving the other party a free movement like Nami, she really doesn't seem to have anything to give. Ask the rest of the group later to see if there's anything you can do. Pirate World. Lin Kei, who did not know that his personality had taken initial effect, was leisurely stepping on a branch and surfing on the sea at the moment. That's right, after accepting the world government, he did not stop there, but set off again for a new destination. The reason is also very simple. After subduing the world government, Lin Kei finally remembered that there was a very special area in the One Piece world, one of the 7 martial seas of His Majesty, the Daughter Island, where the female emperor, Boya Hancock, is located. As a simple man, Lin Kei likes things very simple. Power, beauty. Due to the unlocking of the limiter and becoming a pure-blood dragon species, Lin Kei, whose physical fitness continues to grow, has obtained the former. Coupled with chat groups, even if he lies and does nothing, he surpasses 99% of his existence. One of the goals in life is more than half completed, and the rest of the energy is naturally focused on the latter. Long before he came to the box court, Lin Kei in the outside world had already released himself and lived a life of drunken gold. Now that he has come to the One Piece world, if he doesn't take down the Daughter Island, Lin Kei feels that he has come to this world for nothing. Arrived, looking at the islands that gradually appeared in front of him, Lin Kei was no longer in their waters of Versailles. With a slight strength in his body, he crossed a distance of tens of thousands of meters in their next second and appeared on the edge of the island. Due to the intention of being discovered, Lin Kei chose a patrolled place to land. Sure enough, as soon as he landed on the island, the other party discovered his existence. Stop! An arrow flew past and plunged into the ground in front of Lin Kei. Under his gaze, a slender woman with short blonde hair walked out of the forest. Intruder! This is Daughter's Island, Snake Jisama's territory. Perhaps seeing that Lin Kei did not act rashly, the other party did not attack again. If you don't want to die, leave obediently. Not an intruder. Lin Kei shrugged, took out a token from his arms and signaled, I am a special envoy of their world government. Special envoy of the world government? Margaret was stunned. What are you here for? Announce a notice. Lin Kei said with a smile on his face, from today onwards, the ownership of Daughter's Island will be divided into my name, and I will become the new master here. Chapter 023. What did you say? Inside the empty palace, Hancock, who had just come out of the bath, stopped and looked at Sandason ear behind him. The man said the island was divided under his name by the world government, and he would become the new master of the country. After Gengzi repeated it again, Sandason ear asked, Sister, what should I do? Hancock walked forward without looking back. Get him out. But Sandason ear coughed a little embarrassed. The strength of the other party is a little strong, and our people have all been knocked down. As Hancock's younger sister, Sandason ear naturally understands what kind of character the other party is. As soon as she received the news from Margaret, she sent someone to drive them away. As a result, the other party's strength was higher than she expected, and not only easily defeated the warriors of Daughter Island, but even swaggered in. She also didn't have any good way, so she came to Hancock to see the other party's attitude. All knocked down? Hancock, who was already preparing to go back to the room, had a physical pause. This was a bit of a surprise to her. Due to the geography of Daughter's Island and the national style of advocating strength, almost every warrior will be domineering. Especially the members of the pirate group who went to sea with her are all powerful. Even these people did not stop each other. Then this so-called special envoy is indeed not simple. Where is he now? Sandason ear hesitated. The highest floor of the palace. Hancock. The highest floor of the palace, where the masters of this country lived. In other words, it was her room. I knew I was going to die, so I chose a good place. Stepping out of those slender white legs, Hancock walked towards the upper floors of their palace. Tidy up the next bedroom, and the concubine will change rooms today. Yes, please wait. Snake Jisama. Just as Hancock was walking up, an old man suddenly came out from the side and stopped her. Oh? Hancock glanced at her. Why are you here? Of course I came to see you. Mother-in-law Zhao coughed and spoke. Lord Snakejit, I know you are angry now, But please stay calm. That man is an envoy of the world government and must not die here. Hancock's gaze turned cold. So you want the concubine to accept his boring request and let him do whatever he wants? Of course not. It's just that there is room for turning around in this matter. Mother-in-law Zhao spoke. In fact, even if he is made the owner of the island, others will not agree with him. Whether it's ignoring him or putting him in a cell, it's a good choice. But once killed, there is really no turning back. Daughter's Island is located in a windless zone beside the great shipping route. Because there are huge sea kings in the windless zone, ordinary ships cannot enter the waters around Daughter's Island. With this advantage, Daughter's Island has always lived an uncontested life. But since the Navy invented the technology of sea loose stone, all this has changed. By setting the seafloor stone in the bottom of the ship, it emits the fluctuations of the sea, making the giant sea king monster ignore. The Navy, armed with this technology, gained the power to freely cross the windless belt. Daughter Island, which has always been detached from the outside world in the past, was naturally targeted by the other party. Now it is Hancock who signed the treaty and became His Majesty the Seven New High, which protects the peace of the island. But if Hancock does it, the Navy may take the opportunity to tear up the agreement. Although I am not afraid of death, there are still many innocent people on the island. For their safety, you must calm down. Why should concubines care about their safety? In the face of Grandma's proposal, Hancock directly denied it without the slightest hesitation. Get out of the way, don't get in the way. But it's okay. Hancock ruffled his long silky black hair, and his face showed arrogance. The concubine body is so beautiful. They will forgive my choice. Wait a minute. Snake Chisama. It's annoying, Grandma. This time, Hancock didn't give the other a chance to speak. Grabbing the other person's collar, she threw it directly through the window. The concubine is the master of this country, and the old antiques should not come and make trouble. It's really overbearing. Just as Hancock was about to move on, laughter suddenly came from ahead. The pirate female emperor, really worthy of the name. You're the envoy? Hancock looked at the man who appeared in front of him at an unknown time. Being able to hide her perception, the other party's strength is indeed not simple. But for the battle-hardened Hancock, a similar situation is not unexperienced. Raising his hands, Hancock, who had no intention of communicating, gestured to Lin Kei with a heartfelt gesture. Fall under the beauty of your concubine's body. Sweet and sweet. The heart-shaped light fell, covering Lin Kei in an instant. But unexpectedly, Lin Kei was not affected in any way. How is this possible? Sandason ear on the side widened his eyes in disbelief. Faced with Hancock, who eats the sweet fruit, any existence that has a crush on her will be petrified. Lin Kei's performance along the way, she had watched from afar. This kind of man, but he has never hidden his desires. Why are you okay? Maybe it's because I'm a person of integrity. Lin Kei said words that he didn't believe. In fact, Hancock's ability did not take effect. It was just that it was simply not powerful enough. As a pure-blood dragon species, he is highly resistant to this type of negative ability. With Hancock's strength, it is naturally impossible to break this layer of defense and petrify him. Don't stop yet. Lin Kei looked at Hancock, who did not believe in evil, and hit two more sweet and sweet wins. Now I am the master of this country. As a subordinate, attacking my king will constitute a crime. Fragrant feet. After confirming that his fruit ability is invalid, Hancock opted for a physical attack this time. The slender beautiful legs attached to the armed color domineering and fell straight towards Lin Kei. Really? Why are you so stubborn? Reaching out to catch the other party's long legs, Lin Kei raised his eyebrows. It seems that it is necessary to adjust well. Chapter 024. The lower level of the East District of Hakata, within the territory of No Name. With an inconspicuous spatial fluctuation, Lin Kei's figure appeared in the room out of thin air. Finally back. Stretching lazily, Lin Kei pushed the door and walked out. He was going to find the Black Rabbit first. Because he had so much fun on the side of the Daughter's Island, he spent another 1,000 points to stay on that side for one more day. Although the success taught Hancock to respect her superiors, and made her understand their following offenses, the above and below, the former fan, and the future fan. But staying on Daughter's Island for one more day means disappearing on the side of the box. Caught for one more day. I forgot to leave a message when I left before. I hope that stupid rabbit won't be in a hurry. Although he said so, Lin Kei did not have the slightest guilt on his face, and he still walked leisurely on the aisle. Seeing that the domineering spirit shrouded the entire nameless territory, it fed back all their information around it. Very smoothly, Lin Kei found the Black Rabbit who was staying in the room, and Letitia who was also in the room for some reason. Black Rabbit, I'm back. Pushing open the door of the room, Lin Kei took out a backpack from the gift card and waved it. I brought you some specialties by the way. I want to. Lin Kei. Before he finished speaking, Lin Kei felt his chest sink. Looking at the pear blossom with rain in front of him, the Black Rabbit with an expression of the rest of his life after the disaster showed on his face. Lin Kei, who originally thought that the other party would be angry, was a little surprised. What's wrong with you? Was it looked down upon and bullied by anyone when borrowing money? Remembering what Black Rabbit had done recently, Lin Kei reached out and touched her head. "Tell me who did it, and I'll help you teach him a lesson." "It's you, Yaga." The black rabbit wiped the tears from the corners of his eyes, and his eyes were red. "Why don't you tell people when you go out and play? Do you know how desperate people are when they suddenly find out that you have disappeared and can't find it overnight?" The partners of the community suddenly disappeared, and there was no trace of each other. For Black Rabbit, who had just experienced a similar incident a year ago, he almost didn't go crazy. "That's what happened." An embarrassed smile appeared on Lin Kei's face. "I originally thought that I was just going out for 2 days, but I didn't expect to commit all their PTSD stimulated by the Black Rabbit." Sin. As an owner, he still knows a little too little about his pets. Touching the Black Rabbit's head, Lin Kei soothed. "Well, don't be angry. I have gained a lot when I go out this time." Lin Kei took out 2 books from his backpack and gestured. "Look at this." Although he was still a little angry at Lin Kei's unreliable behavior, Black Rabbit still cooperated and asked, "What is this?" "A set of cultivation systems that are suitable for ordinary people to cultivate and can cultivate up to 6 figures." "Huh? Really fake?" Black Rabbit's attention was smoothly diverted. "A cultivation system that can grow to 6 figures. This kind of thing cannot be said to be less in the box court, but it is definitely not flooded. If ordinary people want to become stronger, they basically participate in the gift game. Save money by the gift or cultivation system to become stronger. Continue to participate in their reincarnation of the gift game. Even if some are lucky, they can directly join the community and get it from within their community. They must pay a certain price." The previous nameless originally had something similar, but Black Rabbit, as a nobleman of the How Court and the divine son of the Moon Rabbit clan, had a very high natural starting point. Like those books on cultivation, she hadn't read it once. Naturally, with the defeat of Nameless, the valuable things in the community were taken away, and Nameless lost those cultivation systems. "Where did you get this thing?" "Of course, I got it after working so hard to defeat a tricky enemy." Lin Kei's face made up the story without changing his color. "The other party is a guy called their King of Draco, and his strength is quite troublesome. Not only can you listen to the enemy's voice, but you can even predict the future, and attack with mental attacks. If you have a comprehensive strength, this should be a 4-digit figure, and I wasted a lot of hands and feet to solve him. It's a pity that the aftermath of the battle is too big, and many things have been destroyed, leaving only some low-level props." "Huh? Did you turn out to do such a dangerous thing?" The ears on the top of the Black Rabbit's head stood up, and he circled around Lin Kei a little nervously, and his white and tender little hands touched it around. "Are there any injuries? Need treatment?" "It's really a lie." Not far away, Letitia sighed silently. "The loophole in Lin Kei's words is too big. The battle between the 4 figures, the aftermath of the battle is beyond imagination." Lin Kei left for 2 days. Even if he removed the rush and some trivial matters, the battle time was definitely not short. In the lower level of this box court, if such a big event really happened, it was impossible for Bai Yash not to receive news. But yesterday, when Black Rabbit ran to Bai Yash's side to ask for help, Bai Yash said that he had not found any news about Lin Kei's whereabouts. It was obvious that Lin Kei was not fighting with the so-called Draco King. Even if you do fight, the process is absolutely easy. Because the aftermath of the battle led to the destruction of valuable things, only some ordinary things remained false. After defeating the other party, only some ordinary things were discovered. Lin Kei's words, at least 9 out of 10 people did not believe it, and they were able to discover the truth. It's just a pity that the Black Rabbit is the one. Great. No injuries. After checking around, Black Rabbit was a little afraid and relieved. "Don't do this dangerous thing next time. The most important thing in the community is you, and the children will be sad if you have an accident. I'll let you know the next time I go out." There are chat groups, and it's impossible not to go out and play. But with this experience, it is indeed necessary to give advance notice next time. Otherwise, according to the character of this stupid rabbit, I am afraid that he will not be able to catch up with his first 7 when he comes back. Patting the Black Rabbit's head, Lin Kei looked at the vampire lorry not far away. "Speaking of which, why is Letitia here?" Chapter 025. I'm here to comfort Black Rabbit. Although Lin Kei told a lie full of loopholes, Letitia did not mean to expose it. Looking at the Black Rabbit, who seemed to be in a good mood on the side, a smile also appeared on her face. "After rummaging through Nameless and not finding you yesterday," she cried and ran to the side of the Thousand Eyes to ask for the help of Lord Shirayasha. "Lord Hakayasha is worried that the Black Rabbit is too sad, so let me come over temporarily and stay with the Black Rabbit for a while." "So it is." Lin Quan, "Actually, you can live directly on this side, without returning to the side of their Thousand Eyes." Black Rabbit has been borrowing money from former allies these days, and this auction is basically stable. That Hearing Lin Kei's words, the Black Rabbit on the side seemed to suddenly think of something, and raised a hand tremblingly. "Lin Kei, in fact, something went wrong with borrowing money." "Lin Kei?" After a moment of silence, Lin Kei suddenly stretched out his hand and grabbed the Black Rabbit's ears. Say, what's wrong? It hurts. It has been said many times, don't grab people's precious ears casually. The Black Rabbit took out a folding fan and slapped Lin Kei's palm away, his face showing dissatisfaction. And if you have to say it, this time Lin Kei, you also have a backpot. People have already negotiated with Avalon and Dragon-Horned Vulture Lion, and even there, Queen's side has sent someone over out of interest to prepare for cooperation. As a result, as soon as I brought people to the station the day before yesterday, you suddenly disappeared for 2 days. People who hurt have lost trust. In fact, it's not just about losing trust. When the opposite side left, the gaze that looked at her was even full of pity. Belonging to the nameless Moon Rabbit, after losing his companion for a year, his spirit finally began to become abnormal, and he even fantasized about the leader of a pure-blood dragon species. Rumors like this have gradually spread among former allies such as Dragon-Horned Vulture, Lion, Avalon, and Salamander. Just because of your willfulness, the reputation that people have built up so hard no longer exists. Lin Wei nodded. I admit that this is my fault. But when it comes to reputation, I don't think it's just me. Black Rabbit's reputation, usually when he goes out for a walk, he does hear about it. Like positive evaluations, they are basically brought by the race of the High Court aristocracy. About individuals, they are basically stupid rabbits, very deceptive, very astringent, and look dumbfounded, and a series of evaluations that can hardly be said to be good or bad. This can't be. The Black Rabbit had an unacceptable expression. The name statement of the people is obviously very good, and it is usually very popular. Black Rabbit, you have to understand one thing. Lin Kei looked at her with pity. Being welcomed for good looks and being welcomed because of personal qualities seem to be the same, but in essence they are two worlds apart. How so? The Black Rabbit held his head and squatted in the corner of the wall. Has it always been someone who is willing to do it alone? Okay, Lin Kei, don't bully her. Letitia came over and touched the Black Rabbit's head. In fact, the Black Rabbit also has advantages. Lord Letitia, the Black Rabbit seemed to see a savior. Really? Of course it's true. Letitia smiled. For example, very gentle personality. Why pause in a very subtle place? The Black Rabbit became even more sad. Okay, don't be sad. After throwing away the pot unjustifiably, Lin Kei no longer bullied the Black Rabbit, but seriously talked about business. The plan to borrow money. Are you still ready to continue? If it really doesn't work, just carry out the original plan. Saying that, Lin Kei took out a red and blue orb printed with the head of the snake-haired banshee from the gift card, stacked them together and rotated them in circles on his fingertips. Pick an auspicious day. Let's go and smash, Bolsius. Wait. The Black Rabbit's eyes widened and looked at the two orbs in Lin Kei's hand in disbelief. What's going on? Why does Lin Kei have a clearance gift in your hands after defeating the three sisters of Kraken and Greer? Of course, it was prepared in advance. Lin Kei replied with a smile. You have to be prepared with both hands to do things. Isn't this a basic exercise? After all, it's the Black Rabbit. You go to borrow money, and you must always be prepared to retreat after failure. The Black Rabbit turned his head angrily. The result is that people are not trusted from their beginning. Oh, not really. Lin Kei waved his hand, and suddenly made a vigorous statement. In fact, even if you succeed in Black Rabbit, I will also go and get these two challenge items. Black Rabbit? What does that mean? So that's the case. Did you decide to start from the beginning? Unlike the puzzled Black Rabbit, Letitia on the side understood Lin Kei's words. You have taken a fancy to the wealth of Bolsius. Lin Kei shrugged. No way. Who let them better bully? As the saying goes, Pifu is not guilty. Bolsius, as an old community, already has a lot of wealth. After successfully developing a scheme for mass production of stealth helmets and flying shin guards 20 years ago, the speed of the other party's wealth has been further improved. On the contrary, Bolsius's strength is gradually declining. The upper beam was not correct and the lower beam was crooked, and the leader's inaction drove the sluggishness of the lower personnel, and even the daily cultivation began to slack. Today's Bolsius has been going downhill, and his strength is constantly declining. Don't worry, I won't miss a shot. Lin Kei patted his chest confidently. When I went out for a walk a while ago, I sneaked into their territory a few times. I can be sure that those smelly fish and rotten shrimp of Bolsius are not my opponent. If I really want to fight, they can't break my defense when I stand in place. Wait. Black Rabbit's eyes widened. Is the point here? Isn't it? Of course not. The Black Rabbit jumped up excitedly. Sneaking into the territory of other communities without permission is illegal. You broke the law, you know.